Still coming home with the plain sight, top, running for big, well spinning, kettle guns. I could be the one you talk to when you're feeling down. I could be the one you run to when the moon hits the ground. I can say what I'm feeling, but the words just don't come out. If you ever feel lonely, girl, just know I'll come around. 'Cause I've traveled so far just to get to where you are. And I know that you're broken, but that makes you who you are. So pick up the pieces and show me you mean it tonight. I know what you're feeling, I see that look in your eyes. So pick up the pieces and show me you mean it tonight. 'Cause what I've been dreaming is giving you my paradise. Of it all, holding your hand, fighting for the things that we want. Be the rock you lean on, with you by my side. Baby, when we fall, together we'll rise. 'Cause I've traveled so far just to get to where you are. And I know that you're broken, but that makes you who you are. Look in your eyes. So pick up the pieces and show me you mean it tonight. 'Cause what I've been dreaming is giving you my paradise. So pick up the pieces. So pick up the pieces. rushing through me. Downpour of strength, all you with me, feel it round up. Rainbow, burden in the city, rushing through me. Downpour of strength, all you with me, feel it round up. Rainbow, burden in the city, rushing through me. Downpour of strength, all you with me. Think about you nervous on the surface, I look fine. My brain feels heavy, my traumatized mind. And I'm so tired, I can't feel my eyes. Whoa, whoa. I'm petty, but I know how to lie. I feel feelings that I can't describe. I'm not breathing, but I'm still alive. Whoa, whoa. But I think I'll be alright, 'cause I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up yet. I feel that it's my time, so I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. So I'ma give it everything, I'ma give it everything I got. I'ma give it everything, I'ma give it everything I got. Have hope. So many days have passed. I wait around for things to change, but change has not come fast. I'm asking all the questions, but then I question them. Like, what's the point of living, existing when you can't see your God in flesh? I'm looking for the answers. They say to pray instead. I think I'll find them one day, but with a helping hand. I know that it's not easy, but I believe I will. Yeah, I'll get over all my fears and really conquer everything. I think I'll be alright, 'cause I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up yet.
knocker. Step in on the dance and I just my dance. Everything scatter. Right? Right?
Come cross.
Right now, man, active. Gone with the game like a bandit. Me bring the flame like a matches. That's me now. Without the slackness, active style and pattern, that's how man there. Active. 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 One live life massive. Talking up and off the brandish. Touch road and hold the world hostage. When I start the bumper glad mash pit. When they step out, those days get active. 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 Now. Clocks on the each side, bad bitch on each side. Big splits, chillin' on the beach side. Run things where you feel like. Cake big, have a carve out the peace line. Freestyle now, millions for each line. Too cool, when I need ice in my beverage. Test this bigger, please find the exit. Right now, man, active. Gone with the game like a bandit. Me bring the flame like a mattress. That's me now. Without the slackness, active. Stand up and that's a man there. Active. 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 One live like massive. Talking up and off the brandish. Touch road and hold the world hostage. When I start the bumper clad mash pit. When they step out, hold this get active. 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 Active.
Everything you want, but you can't have. Number one regret, no takebacks. The hole in your chest, that's payback. Payback, yeah, you better take that. You could call me selfish, you critical, I could take the blame. Just like I could take a match and send it up in flames. Don't say I didn't want that. This might hurt, but that's just karma. Better take that. Call it payback. Don't say I didn't want ya. Stay mad, I know you wanna. This might hurt, but that's just karma. That's just karma. Go and play the part, play the victim. Throw a pity party with your demons. Blaming everybody and you're screaming. But I'm the one bleeding. You're the one that's selfish and critical, you could take the blame. Just like I could take a match and send it up in flames. Don't say I didn't warn you, this might hurt. That's just karma. Better take that. Call it payback. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Stay mad, I know you wanna. This might hurt, but that's just karma. That's just
I'm craving hope in this darkness. You say I'm just a joke, just a joke. Shivers my spine so bad. Swimming in the river takes too much. I'm trying to let go of us, but the truth is what's real and no one else. My darling, if I am my darling, rose and fire, you're a liar. You say, my darling, rose and fire, if I am. You say, my darling, rose and fire, you're a liar. Shivers my spine so cold, so swimming in the rivers, swimming in the rivers. I'm trying to let go of us, but the darkness real and no one
Hello, it's been a long, long time. Can't get you off my tired mind. Shadow, let the tape rewind and finally ease my anxious eyes. Oh no, I feel you creeping in, my body bleeding sin. I'm drowning. Heaven, can you save me now from these thoughts inside my head? God, you are the devil, running through my mind. I can't get on your level. I swear to God I tried. I am not under your spell. Turn around and turn ahead. You cannot be anymore. Oh my God, you are the devil. So hard to save. Hallowed by my love for you, always stop me going under. Follow every step I take, 'cause our walls are coming down. God, you are the devil, running through my mind. I can't get on your level. I swear to God I tried. I am not under your spell. Turn around and turn ahead. You cannot be anymore. Oh my God, you are the devil. Stuck in the back of my head and I'm dead. everything that seems red. Vision's blurry, I'm in a hurry, my skin is starting to shed quick. Call up the doctor, swallow some pills, maybe I'll wake up in bed. I'm a disaster, can I move faster? Honey, I'm off the edge. No point stopping me, I'm let you property, gotta take care of my ledge. My friends are dead, I'm losing my head, I gotta get off of these meds. I am unstable, willing and able, give you this body to pledge. Oh my God, you are the devil. Oh my God, you are the devil.
Best to give me that loyalty. Best to give me that loyalty. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Arena Esports. I'm Miwa. I'm here with Shaky, and we have some of the most exciting Free Fire in the world. I would go ahead and have to say it from my last time here, ready for you today. And Shaky, I know you haven't seen much of Free Fire, and I saw a bit of Free last time. But what are you kind of expecting going into this?
Oh, mate, first off, I want to say, as always, extremely happy to be here and be able to cast some of these games. It's always a good fun. And no, obviously, I haven't been with Free Fire. I've been casting much Free Fire in the past. But you know what? I think when it comes down to shooting a gun, there can't be much difference. So I'm expecting pretty much the same thing around that. I am excited to get to see how this game runs out. But as a professional caster myself, I mean, both of us can agree that when it comes down to plays, we can appreciate them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for sure. Like, when you actually look at some of the teams in the last Free Fire tournament that we had, those teams, they just... I don't know what it is. It's a mobile game, and these players are playing as if it's PC with the aim and just the quick reactions. It is fascinating to watch. And especially, I'm hoping that we're going to see some more familiar names, because we saw a few big teams in the last event, and it definitely sort of shaped out in the first few rounds. And I'm hoping they're going to get a bit of a similar story and maybe some more similar names in this part of the qualifier. But either way, now looking at, well, I suppose Arena Esports as a whole, Free Fire as a whole, from our previous games, obviously the point system is going to be based off kills and based off your placement. And we saw a few teams in the last qualifiers sort of looking to play a few different play styles. We saw some teams looking at these really high kill games where they just played as aggressive as possible. Usually wouldn't end in the top 3, maybe sort of top 5, top 7. But either way, this meant that they had so many points from eliminating other teams. And hey, then we have those placement teams looking for the booyah, looking for that number 1 spot, trying to get away and maybe just steal some points in placements. And bear in mind, booyahs can give you a lot of points at a tournament like this. And, you know, obviously Free Fire, it's a battle royale, and I'm sure you've seen other battle royales before. And do you think that we're going to maybe see some more safer players from these teams, or do you think we're going to see these teams look for those huge kill games?
I think people, you said it early on PC, you'd get an extreme amount of skill, obviously, because you've got 2 types of peripherals that helps you to move around and shoot. These players are playing on their cell phones, on their devices that's got a touchscreen, and they can react in split second, like decision making. It's absolutely insane, to say the least, to be able to see them compete like that. So I'm expecting some extremely fast paced games. We were casting some PUBG Mobile the other day, and even that game in itself, it was over so quickly because these teams are on top of each other so quickly. I mean, obviously, points-wise, getting a kill, elimination gets you a point, as well as placement. So these teams are probably going to try and go for both placement and trying to see if they can get that elimination board as high as possible.
Yeah, and you know what? We saw some of that last time. I've forgotten exactly the name of all the teams we had. I mean, God, you have so many different teams in this, but I know one team in particular, I don't even think they ever ended in that top 3 spot, but they just had so many kills every single game, so many eliminations, that they were on a ridiculous amount of points. And I'm talking ridiculous amount of points. So, I mean, it will definitely be interesting to see if we see some of those from last time. Obviously, this is the 3rd monthly qualifiers for Arena Esports Free Fire. And, well, still a bit more left to see. I'm not so sure. Actually, I might have missed potentially. It might have been the last qualifier that I unfortunately missed out on. But I'm so excited to see as well some of these top teams moving through to our larger qualifiers. And especially when you're looking at those 2 groups of 14 in that 28 qualifier, that is a huge game. And something that I spoke about a little bit last time was these teams might not necessarily want to give away the play styles that they're trying to play later on, especially their drop points in a few of these different maps that we have. So I think our teams are kind of maybe hold back a little bit, like you're saying, look for those placements, as well as a few elims on the side, go for a little bit of a mixed bag, just so when it does get to those all-important games, their usual play styles, their usual tournament play styles, what they go into to try and get booyahs and to try and get high eliminations, they can hide away so other teams aren't looking at these previous games and thinking, well, we know they're going to drop there every single time, so we're going to just try and stay away from that area, let them get less elims, and then suddenly you've got this bit of meta playing almost.
Definitely. I mean, when you look at any sort of game like this, you're going to have teams that decide on specific drop points even before the game starts. Obviously, teams generally look at areas to try and focus for good loot pools and try and focus on that. And we obviously have the maps out in front of us as well. Map 1 is going to be Purgatory, so we're quite excited to see how that's going to be playing out. I do like maps that got a good amount of high ground, and I'm assuming Purgatory is going to be one of those. So I'm a sucker for people playing at long range. Like, if you can pick out a long range weapon and use that proficiently, it is always really fun to see.
Yeah, and up on the screen now, we have the point system. 1 elimination is 1 point. Obviously, placements, Booyah is giving you 12 points. And here are the teams. And I'm not recognizing any. Oh, actually, never mind. I am recognizing Rebels, Predator GG are 2 teams that we have seen so far. Police as well, we have also seen. Granted, they had a very different name last time, which I'm not sure if we're going to go back to that, but it was quite a funny one nonetheless. And a few different names here as well. JOKO 97, Top Star PP, which maybe is that the same? Is that the same as the last time? Maybe that was. With a maybe slightly more rude name. Miracle, Thunder Squad, Flashback, VAR, For Life, Alpha Esports, Great Stars, oh God, I'm never going to be able to say that. SAHRAOUI team, Team GG, and VIP Egypt are going to be our teams that are new to us. Obviously, as previously mentioned, Predator GG, Rebels, and Police we have seen thus far, and maybe Royalty. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but either way, some pretty strong contenders. I know Rebels and Police were incredibly close to pulling through and qualifying in their last set of games. So I'm hoping that we can maybe see a bit of a turnaround, especially Rebels. I think picked up a booyah in the last game that we had with them involved in it.
Oh no, I mean, I'm excited to see how these teams come. But I always like looking at these logos of these teams, and I for some reason like thinking to myself, you know what? If I look at these teams, who do I think is going to come out top purely by the fact of how well designed their logo is? And you know what? I liked VIP Egypt's logo quite a lot. I really like that team logo, as well as Miracle. I think Miracle's got that really cool like shininess to the logo. And I always like to base my predictions for the game ahead purely on just looking at that. Now, mind you, last time I did that, those very teams that myself and the other co-caster predicted was going to win, they didn't score a single point. So I'm not going to say, I said two teams that I quite like, but I'm going to say it's my favorite because I do want to see exactly who's going to come out top. And it's usually the teams with the most simplistic logos that probably have the best type of playstyle. So Alpha Esports, I'm kind of looking at you guys to see if we can get some good games. But obviously going into this next game, Miwa, we have some exciting stuff. We were talking a little bit as well about the aspect of it being on mobile, which creates a little bit of a skill factor as well for these players. They must be practicing on these phones, on their devices 24/7. I mean, do you think they use any other sort of hardware to aid them in these games?
Well, I actually don't know how big their devices are. I'm not sure the rules are on that, but I was kind of thinking the last time around, I was like, they could just be playing on these massive tablets, right? Like, and really be getting a bit of benefit that way. But I think a lot of it just goes down to preference. And with Free Fire, especially, is one of those games where the players change settings like crazy. Some players opt to have these full aim assist. Some players actually opt to go for no aim assist whatsoever and just click on heads. And I mean, I respect both of them. There seem to be a fair few different play styles, and I think a lot of the configurations that these players do does come based off the settings in the game rather than the actual hardware they're using in real life. But just go back to the teams a little bit. We actually, I obviously mentioned that Police, Rebels, and Predator GG are three teams that we have seen previously. Police and Rebels doing pretty damn well in their games, but just being shy of qualifying. But Predator GG was a team that was, I think, on one of the lowest ends until just the last game. So really underperformed the whole time. I'd like to see them do a little bit better going into this series of games. And we saw the maps as well earlier. Alpine, my personal favorite. I love the aesthetic of Alpine, but only going to be able to see it once today with a couple of bits of Bermuda as well sprinkled in there. Overall, pretty exciting, but I think, well, the last thing to really say here is thank you very much to our partners. Obviously, powered by Etisalat, always get that one messed up, and AD Gaming and Playtonia as the broadcast partner. So thank you very much to them. But moving forward into these games going in pretty damn soon from now, you mentioned some of the teams that you wanted to see, win based off the aesthetics and the logos, and we don't know too much about the players, so there's not too much we can say in that regard right now. But I mean, from battle royales, have you seen some of these huge comebacks? Because we saw one the last time we came here.
I mean, it always happens. You always get the underdogs, and it's. I think it's primarily just on drop. Like some of these teams, like you said, Police is one of those top teams that we're going to be looking out for. They could be dropping on a specific place. For the let's say within this best of 5, the first 2 maps they drop, they get top 3. They maybe get the booyah, and then they fall off in the third map. They drop in, another team contest, they instantly die. Now they've gotten that, let's say Booyah for 2 games in a row. And they've got that points, and now they can contest it. They can take it out for 2 rounds. Now they're suddenly in contention, and the whole system switches up in terms of points. So that's what I always like to see. I like to see teams that are well established and really know what they want to do, but then they kind of get taken up with the underdogs because the underdogs decide to do a little bit of a more riskier play and maybe drop on them to get those kills. But we're going to get this game started, Miwa, and exciting to see a plane that's got more decals on it than and that guy's driving a snowboard in there. Nice.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, aesthetically, this game is extremely pleasing. There's a lot of customization options, so we are going to see a fair few of that, especially across some of these teams are running a few themselves. But here we have GW. This actually is. I'm pretty sure GW was one of the teams we saw last time. I'm not sure if I remember exactly if they qualified or not, but either way, I do remember them getting a lot of elims in some of those early games. So maybe we're going to see them turn around and try to get that again. But we're seeing already some of these kills coming out very early up. This is what you're going to get off the drop. Now 1 elim for FL right now, and getting a nice little opener, gets them 1 point, but these players can get straight back in the game with a list, so it's not too bad for the team just yet. Building, trying to stay alive. More elims going to fall down. Now we're seeing VR, and PL picking up some kills, more elims, and getting some extra points on the board this early in the game.
Yeah, and what a good start indeed it is. And it's good to see these teams are going to start establishing themselves as we go on and really get that push up forward. But we were talking about this as well on mobile. These players are playing exceptionally well already, just going at it. Some really good picks already from Lexo, it seems.
Yeah, and there we go. Now, one team has already been eliminated, which is crazy. It was Flash. I'm not exactly sure the rest of the name, but we have lost them. Now we're down to 14 teams, which this early on, that means they probably were sitting on 0 to 1 elim and last place. That is horrific. You know, you wanted to at least be sitting on a few elims if you're going to come in last. That's a horrible start to this event. Maybe they can try and turn it around in the next game, but now PL here, 3 elims to their name, which is going to be an amazing start, giving them a fair few points. And also it's going to allow them to not have to worry too much about these future games as well, and for the rest of this game, because they've already got some of those elims under the belt. They've already got some of those points. They're in no worry to keep going now, and Viper getting some huge amounts of damage, gets 1 knocked, is going to try and go for the rush. Is going to be able to maybe get the res off. Res goes through, back into a 2 versus 1, surround themselves by the wall. Another player is going to come in here from the side. DOD falling down from behind. Amar does get to pick up 1. That's 1 elim, and it downs all 3. Also, 2 of them, with VIP's other player getting down in the process. That does mean they're going to pick up some of these elims. Vibe getting 3 elims on the board now, and it's going to be RO now, 3 members down, looking to try and get that res.
Oh, what a game that is. And I see now what this aspect comes in when it comes to this bowling part. These players are like really trying to play these corners exceptionally well. I do like that it almost has a little bit of a, and I don't want to disrespect the game by saying it's got a little bit of a Fortnite aspect with that bowling. But, that does open up a little bit of a skill difference when it comes to different games.
Yeah, you know what? This is actually what I quite like about it, is it does take some aspects from different games and really it applies them in a very good way. I do find this game quite similar to PUBG and Fortnite at the same time. There we go, Big Papa does get that kill there and closes out another team now going into 14th place. But like I was saying, I do think this game has good elements from both PUBG and Fortnite, which is why I think it works so well on mobile. And as well, it's super nice spectator sport because there's more than one thing that you're actually looking at these players. You're looking at the aim, you're looking at to be able to build at least a little bit. And it's worked out so far for some of these teams. We're seeing some elims across the board. PTR right now, 1 elim, all of them alive. And I think a lot of the teams are going to be in this situation, maybe 1 or 2 elims sitting more or less everybody alive on their team. And I think this is the safe aspect, right? Like they're safe. They don't have to worry too much. They've got 1 elim. They're getting some of these placements already. Granted, they do have to slip by that 11th before they actually start getting any points for that. And I think it looks like what they're going to be going for. But now FN in a bit of a dangerous situation. They are going to get 1 knocked down. FW though, here ready to try and turn this around. But the turnaround, here we go. Rio being put with a really poor spot, does get down. Does mean that now FW have a huge play in this. people down. GW picking some of these elims, and this is exactly how we saw GW wanting to play in the last event, going for these high elim games, and you can see them now picking up their first 2, and maybe even the third here as FN are put in a very awkward spot.
Yeah, and I really like the way that these players are playing. We even see a pan. Like, honestly, if I can see someone getting thrown with a pan, that would make my day. Like, any sort of play like that. But we're getting a more of established game going on. A little less players now left on the board. Now it's going to start tapering down as the games go on. And already GW picking up some more kills on the back of Plexio as well. You just see that kill board on the top right just keeps getting ticked and ticked and ticked. As a nice double kill by GW as well, as they've managed to grab themselves quite a bit. And going over to PL, it looks like they're in a little bit of a stand here, getting themselves some few kills. As PL Lexo doing some great work for his team. They've already now on 7 elims for PL. So good play for these teams. They're doing really good so far.
Yeah, and obviously, as we will slowly get through the cast, we will then eventually start figuring out the acronyms and what the teams they actually are. And this is Police right now that we're watching, and they are playing fantastically well. This is actually how we saw Police in a lot of the games in the previous tour. We saw Police getting quite a lot of elims and looking incredibly strong, just to then get outed in 8th or something place and not being able to continue it into those later stages of the game, into those deeper storms. And that's why they really fell off and they didn't end up performing as well as we would have hoped in the last qualifiers. So it looks like they've definitely turned it around this time. They've definitely got a bit more of oomph in them, but I'm just wondering if they're going to fall to the same problems they had last time where they weren't able to continue this momentum, or if they're going to be able to get this momentum going and maybe even go for a maybe 20 elim booyah. Yeah,
definitely. Like we were saying, PL Police, they are doing fantastically right now, but it seems pretty set up. These teams are, all of them, doing pretty good right now. And I can understand why these games are quite so short. It's very fast-paced compared to a game that's almost similar in style, PUBG. These games are going extremely. We go now down to 37 players on the map. So slowly going to start picking up pace more as the zone's going to start coming in. And interesting.
Yeah, and like this is the thing I think with this game is that these games can be quite short. Now we're finally getting into that top 11. So at this point, I believe the next team to die won't get any placement points, and then after that, everyone's going to be playing for points every single time. So now it's important that you don't lose. Now it's really, really important because every single loss matters at this point. Every single time that you are going to get team wiped, you're going to be losing another point, and every team that you outlast is giving you another one. So I think we're going to start seeing maybe slightly safer plays, especially as now everyone's going to start having the guns that they want to use and want to play with. So I think overall we'll see a slightly safer plays, but Police definitely are listening to that. Going up to 11 elims with a huge triple kill. Police now taking out a team, bringing it to 10th and guaranteeing that extra point. 11 elims on top of that. Police are taking over the game.
Oh, they are indeed. They're doing such good form right now. And I love to see these players playing together like that, being able to pick up that kill so quickly, really trying to get as much elims, as much points as possible. And we're going to go soon. We're going to soon get into that top 10 position, where they'll start earning more and more points. So excited to see what this team's going to bring to the board. But I don't think we should take out of play any of these other teams. They're doing really well as well. And I'm keeping my eye, especially on Dream Nexus over here, as they are still trying to push this house and trying to get this an opportunity for an advantage.
Yeah, and like I thought these teams like we're seeing here, we saw PTR earlier with 1 elim playing for those placement points very obviously, now to 9 teams now, and I think we're very likely at least going to see teams now, like I was saying earlier, playing for those placements, but with Police having that many points, I think it's going to be almost hard in a way to, I suppose, overtake them. So I think at this point, someone wants to either avoid teams or avoid the Police or shut down the Police, because at the end of the day, you're going to be competing against Police on these leaderboards. You do not want to allow Police to just continue to up this advantage and get this huge point lead, because at the end of the day, it's just going to mean that there's almost 1 spot less that you're not able to get later on. But who knows, at the same time, maybe I'd look at those slightly easier kills, as right now Dream moving in, try and get a bit of an advantage. Look to push the house. PL's right around the corner though. Venom's going to pull down. Now PL only has 2 more people left hiding in the corner. Spam building to try and keep themselves in go the nades. Dream picking up a triple kill. Rebels that was getting Elim into 9th place. Quadra kill coming for Dream Nexus, who now brings TGG to 7 Elims in total, which is exactly, I think, the kind of play that you wanted. 4 Elims, extra placement point, and taking out one of the better teams in this tournament.
What a better play that was, in fact, actually taking out a better team. Which, again, so happy to see this type of play coming out with these teams. That's exactly where you want to be right now in this game. You want to try and push these other more dominant teams as much as you can. Obviously, these players do not exactly know who's in these other teams or who they're going up against, but it's extremely important that they try and get those points on the board as quick as they can. We do see a general average at about 4 elims per team. Obviously, Police is completely skyrocketing that amount, but a fight is going to break out here where VIP is going to try and get a little bit more advantage here. But a jump shot across and over the fence by Mazzy, trying to get some damage down to the team as they're trying to get a res down as well. But Mazzy looks like they're going to be going around the corner as they're looking for more opportunity to try and push down here. But the wall's going to get pushed out so quickly to try and stop this push from VIP, but I think it might be a little bit too much for them to deal with as the nade's going to start flying. Mazzy in a good spot as well, trying to get down. The shots are going to be there, and the team wipeout's going to come out from VIP as they manage to grab themselves 7 elims in total for the team.
Thunder Squad now going into that 8th spot, and now we're going to that top 7. This is going to be huge here. Now TGG picking up an 8th elim just on the side there, but this is definitely a start in this game. We're seeing now these teams really look for these elims, if these storms are going to start closing in right now. Police picking up more and more and more elims. 13 elims for the Police right now. They are running it over. 14 elims, quadra kill for the Police, and they're going to try and turn it into 15, and it looks like they're going to be pretty darn successful. Now,
they're getting knocked though.
Getting pushed down. Lexo, the last one remaining, and this is where we see Police start to sort of plunder a little bit. The shields are going to come through, trying to stay alive, putting down the walls. That's why I was coming through. Police just doing what they can, but they're eliminated. 7th place, shut down on the big team in this game. And now PTR bringing it forward and saying that, yeah, we were playing for placement, but now we're playing for kills, and we've taken out the kill leaders.
What? That just happened. That was shocking. I mean, Police was doing so well. How many elims did they end with? 14 elims on the board?
13, 14 elims,
13 elims. That's a lot of points that they still have at least, and they're on their top 10 position where they still get some sort of points for finishing there. But really well done for the teams to be able to get that out. And this is going to turn the game up a little bit more.
Oh, for sure. You know, this definitely mixes things up, especially because PTR, we really didn't see them taking much teams, and there goes SAHRAOUI team being eliminated, 6th place. But we honestly didn't really see much of them at the start, so I was like, oh, I guess they're just going to play it safe. Turns out I was absolutely wrong. They just hadn't found a victim yet, and they decided their first victim is going to be a shutdown onto the team that has been playing the best so far, which is a power play, to say the least. But now we're looking at some of these other teams. Vipe right now on 7 elims, which we've seen them a few times in these fights, and they've been pretty strong, but at the end of the day, maybe not as good as some of these other teams, like PTR and Police, GW, so a little bit more to see here, but now VIP potentially looking to try and look for some picks through the window. Dream, which is a team that we have been seeing get a huge amount of kills on the side, definitely creeping up the leaderboards. He's going to get pushed here. Mazzy is going to pop that speed, get a little bit closer. The walls are going to go down. They have this house advantage now. They've pushed them around to the back of the house. Support from Amar at the back does allow them to continue to push without too much of a worry. But both teams now trading shots back and forth. Health is going to start getting low, but no one's going to pull down just yet. Amar getting a really nice kill, opening up the board, bringing it to a 4 versus 3 now, pushing it forward. Here we go, Elmas. We're putting all the way down the walls. The entire area is just completely filled up. Elmas trying to look for something, but he's going to be brought down to 7 health, and he's down. Trying to wall himself in just at the end, though. Oh, Mazzy going from the side. Elmas actually stayed alive with the 1 health, completely missing. And now he's finally gone down. First victim for VIP. But it looks like they're going to be able to take out Team GG into 5th place and getting themselves to 11 elims, which is the exact turnaround we wanted to see. But now, some of these teams we thought were doing incredibly well have just been elimed.
Yeah. This is. I mean, I can't ask for more. This is the Goldilocks zone. This is the thing that I like to see. Like these teams that are dominant, they just get pushed by another team. VIP is doing fantastic, really well right now. 11 elims and sitting at 4th place. Well, in the top 4. And this is exactly what we want to be seeing for these teams. And it's a good amount of pressure being put down. Even GW, 7 elims in. And this is really, I think, anyone's game right now. The question still stands is where's Police going to rank with those elims that they had and the placement? And what's the scoreboard going to look like at the end of the game?
I still think the Police will be quite high up. That was a lot of elims, but now VIP are looking to try and turn this around and just saying absolutely no, like, we don't want anyone else to be getting those high amounts of elims because we're looking to close out GW, which were also one of the better contenders going into this game. Being able to take out 2, bring it down to 1, still all of them alive. It's almost like this wasn't even difficult for them as they do bring themselves to 12 elims, current kill leader, especially with much higher placements. There we go, great stars, taken out just in that 4th place. And another full life, there we go, bring it to a 2 teams versus 2, but it's a 1 versus 4. VIP are going to close this one out. There is absolutely no chance that PTR are able to get this through, but PTR did get a few kills. Predator GG, there we go, closing out 2nd place. And what an incredible endgame for VIP Egypt, the team that you like the logo of and have gotten the booyah for this game with a ridiculous amount of elims.
Imagine that. Imagine for the first time ever, the actual team that I enjoyed the logo design is the team that came out victorious. That's amazing. What a game that was indeed, Miwa. And really looking forward for the next 4 games. And I do think we've got a proper best of 5 on our hands.
Oh, God, yeah. We have some... I mean, there's so much promise from a lot of these teams. And even some of these teams that were taken out very early on might have just been bad luck, bad draw, bad drop. And, you know, to, I guess, have this... we saw Police. We saw Police do incredibly well to open it up. We saw Team GG as well get that 5th place. They did really, really well. GW getting all the way to that top 4, but getting closed out at the end. But there's so much promise in these teams. And yes, we did see just an absolutely dominant performance at the end there, but still with these teams looking how good as they are now, I think there's going to be a lot of contention for that top spot. Free Fire previously, we're usually seeing maybe 3-4 teams contending for that top spot, but this time I think we might even potentially be seeing 5 teams, or maybe if one of these teams that came out last in that first game can pull it back, 6 teams contending for that top spot, which would be absolutely unbelievable to look at.
That would definitely would. It's always good to see a little bit of a fight in between. We were talking about it lightly before the game started, when you get a team with high elims, exactly like Police did, and they've got that opportunity to try and push for that booyah at the end of the game, but they couldn't make it there. They only got top 10, and they got taken over by VIP as they take the opportunity to get that. And now this is where that back and forth is going to happen. What is Police going to do next game? Are they going to drop differently? Is VIP maybe going to try and see where Police drop to try and contest that spot? And this is, I think, where the mind games start to occur between these games. Or maybe a complete different thing, an underdog steps in. And we might see a different second game. But very, very interesting. We'll look over the highlights and we'll see exactly how this game unfolded, Miwa.
Yeah, and I mean, this was a start for VIP, right? This is where VIP cemented a fair few elims on the board straight away. And this is what opened them up to the start of this game. This gave them the loot that they needed, and especially this allowed them that forwards momentum to continue forward. And now here GW, when they were taking out FN on the side, and this is where we started to maybe lean towards that mid to early game. Some teams are being taken out. Police here was when they were on 6 elims, and this is when they started dominating. I think what you mentioned earlier about Police maybe changing it where they landed, I think where Police landed was great. I actually think Police, because you can see here that it was a third party at the end of the day where they got a elimed at the end there, and I think they played it unbelievably well, and they got a lot of elims with maybe a little bit better RNG, but more importantly, with a better mid-game play. I think Police have the potential to even get a couple booyahs under their belt across these 5 games. But as well, TGG here, they ended with quite a lot of kills. Yes, they only came 4th or 5th, but that was a still really, really, really solid end for them because they're sitting on 8, 9 elims, maybe even 10 elims. But VIP, again, that late game dominance, you can see them on 15 elims and a booyah. That is just ridiculous. That is going to net them with a total of 27 points after game 1. And to give you an idea, 27 points is what we saw some teams at the end of the 5 games with. 27 points. In fact, some teams were lower than that at the end of 5 games. So to have that after game 1 is a huge start and can definitely put them in a very solid spot to qualify.
It could definitely put them in a good spot. I completely agree with you saying it's interesting. This is only the first game. We're really seeing so much hype. We could keep talking and talking about this, but again, a big shout out to the viewers watching right now. You guys looking and engaging with the stream. We want to give you guys a big thank you as well for being able to support us and support Arena Esports and doing this event. And obviously, it creates opportunities for these players to be able to play, earn some money, and also make this a bit more sustainable. So we thank you, the viewers. Please go and follow, subscribe to these channels if you want to see more of this action. And we are only in game 1, so you can go get yourself some snacks, get yourself some drinks, go have a sit down, maybe enjoy this a bit more. And if you really like, grab some family members to come enjoy this with you. But this is the scoreboard, Miwa. And a good 28 points for VIP Egypt, and Police a close second.
Yeah, I mean, this was like pretty dominant. I mean, we definitely knew it was dominant towards the end, but I didn't think it was going to be 10 points different dominance. Team GG obviously taking that 3rd place. Predator GG playing a lot better in this first game, does get them the 4th. And a few of the newer names as well in here that are performing pretty darn well. Honestly, across the board, I'm quite happy with what we've got here. I think this is a nice spread. It's definitely a lot of contention between that 2nd and 7th place. We're seeing the points relatively close together. However, 28 points. If VIP Egypt could have one more decent looking game, I think it's almost guaranteed that they'll qualify because, well, let's be honest, how do you go back from such an incredible game, especially, beating out some of the best teams in here towards the end? We saw, for example, Predator GG just get absolutely rolled by them. Same with Team GG as well. So, and Great Stars, right as the 2nd team last to be eliminated, literally just waltzed in and without even dying, wiped the entire squad. And that's, I think, really where we saw VIP Egypt, I guess, come to fruition, I suppose you could say, and really come into their own, because it just worked out so well for them. I don't see a world where they don't qualify after having such a good game.
Yeah, I mean, the nature of battle royales is that you might have a bad drop, a slow start, in fact. And if that happens, you're going to have to try and get it back. And that's exactly what VIP did. They had a very slow start. They got a few elims here and there. Police obviously dropped the perfect spot, were able to get a few third parties, a few picks here and there. But VIP were the team to actually be able to bunker down after they got those good eliminations and then play the late game. They played so patiently, but also with a good amount of aggression that helped them get a good amount of points in that game. Obviously, Team GG, a team that we saw kind of being taken out there. I think there's a lot of opportunity to still go up forward. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what is going to happen with the 2nd map. Yeah,
I mean, Bermuda, definitely one of the... I think it's probably the most different map out of the 3 of them. I find Bermuda to be a bit more unique landscape-wise, but we'll see that in a little bit. I'm hoping that we can maybe see Police transition that early lead that they're so good at getting, and we saw them getting in other tournaments, into just a more dominant performance in general, in my opinion. I want to see Police really in that top 5 situation, maybe top 4, top 3 situation, because they can play so well, but it just feels like when that zone's starting to shrink, they do just start to become a little bit more erratic, maybe not thinking about those third parties a little bit too much, but when they do fight, they fight well. But here we go, heading into game number 2, Bermuda loaded up for us now. As we're seeing a lot of early drops already. So yeah, what a start. I mean, like, look at that. We're seeing most of the teams already dropping, like no one almost left to drop later on, but I think a lot of these teams as well want to try and get these early drops. They get these first dibs on the loot. And this is, I don't want to go too far, trying to maybe staying a little bit more central here. VIP, actually, we're seeing now drop on the later side of the map, and maybe looking for those late drops. So there's a few contentions across the board here.
Definitely. And we're not seeing anyone really dropping in that blue zone. And like you said, a lot of early starts. And we do get that first blood's going to come up with anything. Do we get anything else from that? Not really. A few kills here and there, a few knocks, but these teams should be able to get everything that they need. Now, I do see that with this game, we get a few perks as well. And I've seen mainly what some of these players are running is some sort of speed perk to maybe aid them And there's obviously quite a big map, so you got to be moving around quite nicely. Mobility is always the key thing, I think, when it comes to battle royales. If you can outmove your opponent, that's pretty much, your best opportunity to get those kills. But off the start, VIP does grab 1 kill on Nexus from Dream, as Mazzy jumps in quickly, and they're going to be able to get a lot of damage down, yeah? And that's going to be GW turning it around. Maybe DOD from VIP does get knocked, but they are able to get the res off. So still in this game for them. Only 1 elim, and a good start for them.
Yeah, I mean, solid start. VIP already have someone down, though, on the side. I think that is a res that's going to come through, though, but it looks like maybe they're getting surrounded just a tad here. The res does come through. They get that second elim as well, which is going to open up a little bit more for them. Great start. This is actually a very similar start. They won the drop and then played it slow from there, and I think this is really, really good for them. So I think they can maybe continue to transition this as a similar lead to before. We have already seen one team get knock down a peg and get that 15th spot. I wasn't able to catch exactly who it was, though, but at least we know it wasn't FN, with them getting a kill across onto PTR on the other side of the map. But you can see here VIP, they're definitely hunting, but they're not finding anything here. Top now, this is one of the teams that we saw get elimed quite early in the last game. Do have 2 elims, looking to push onto FN, which made it later in towards the game. Loco Goat is really, really deep in here, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to really turn it into much. It's a bit of a hard push, especially in going into that high ground.
I mean, at least they got 2 points, Miwa. Topstar didn't get anything in the previous game, so they got 2 elims. So they're feeling all right. It's not horribly bad for them. The quick jump is going to come out here from Monty as they're trying to get more information. Maybe a little bit more. There is a knock indeed, so that's going to be good. And they're still trying to get as much as they can. Good little push on the side from Dinny as they maybe try and get anything. Maybe spamming the boxes as well. The jumper icon from Monty as they're looking for more damage. They do get the knock out indeed as Monty gets out Lord. And a good amount of pressure being applied here. Triple kill by Mida. ZW doing some crazy plays right now.
Aaron, they like this is again J97 is one of the teams we didn't see perform too fantastically in the last game. So to get a nice little start like that does show some promise here. GW getting 6 elims are the kill leaders currently, and this is the GW I saw last time. And here we go, top on the 5 elims as well. This is a pretty lightning fast start to this game. And now Top looking to try and take on that. They did make that push at the end, actually, into that high ground. And it's worked out pretty well for them. FN getting eliminated, now coming into 14th. A really rough start to both of these games, but top 6 elims cemented themselves at least in that top 13. There's a lot of ways to go. And I think that, you know what, this is definitely a turnaround from what we saw last time. However, this, you know, we've still got to see the police. We've still got to see VIP in that mid game, which we saw them perform so well on. Royalty actually as well across the map being taken down, and they didn't perform all too fantastically in the last game. So that's going to be a really rough start. They have a lot to come back from there to try and make this back. FL, we saw it with a few elims previously, but not too high of a spot regardless. I mean, they do get the drop at like the, oh god, I've forgotten the name, but it's like the drop cabinet or something along those lines. So they're going to be geared to the teeth as they go into these mid-game fights.
They are going to be geared quite well as well. As we look at all the utility they've been able to bring up themselves. A good amount of med kits as well, just to be able to survive all these engagements. That's always important. But these teams are going to start establish themselves. FL still needs to get a few eliminations, man. They're really struggling to get anything. And they are quite far away from any of these teams on the map. So they're going to have to try and push this envelope a bit more. We are now 5 minutes into the game, only top 12. And it seems to be a little bit of a quicker game than last game. I think we ended off at about just around 17 minutes in the previous game. So, yeah, interesting plays all around. We might have a little bit of a disconnection problem, but we should get that sorted shortly. This will give us opportunities to talk about these teams. I mean, GW, 8 eliminations, Miwa.
Yeah, that's quite sizable. This is actually quite similar to what we saw Police in this situation last game, and GW did get a really decent placement as well. Aim to like we're seeing now, higher elims. I'm hoping they can transition this. Don't make that fall like Police did, because if Police had kept that run going, that would have been a guaranteed first place. But VIP ripped it back, and I'm hoping that GW can keep that going, because again, GW are one of the teams we've seen. GW are one of the teams that we're really, really happy with so far. So I do want to see more of them, and I do want to see them qualify, especially from the last game. But we haven't seen much of Police this time around. Police have been a little bit more on the quiet side, which is very unlike Police. And maybe it's just down to the fact that they didn't get as hot of a drop as they did previously. But now we're finally getting back into this game. RL here in a bit of a rough situation. Actually, have lost a player in this, I think, down to 3. J97 here, 4 elims as well. Monty picking up a triple kill so far in this game. We haven't missed much though, I don't think, with 12 teams still in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of to change still. A little bit of peeking here and there. Obviously, you want to try and get as much. But if we look at the map, there's so many teams still outside of the zone, having to now run their way to factory or clock tower. So it's interesting to see how they're going to be able to play that. It's usually difficult. We've got a few VIPs up top with GW, so they might be an interesting fight. But right now, we see RL trying to defend this position that they got themselves in this building, but they're being pushed very aggressively. And they might be able to actually... Oh, TL is doing so good in these knocks.
Yeah, and now look at them go. Like, honestly... Right now, like, look at this. That was just, that felt so rude. That felt so rude.
Is that VIP out?
No. Was that VIP out? I'm not sure if I didn't catch it on the top, but maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Either way, we'll just have to roll with the punches, I suppose. RL now down to the last person, just trying to stay alive. MRCL, 0 elims with this late into the game? What's going on? Where did these guys drop? These guys must have dropped miles away.
That's exactly the problem with big maps like this if you're playing a battle royale. Is if you get a bad drop, you're not dropping on top of other teams, your elims is going to be so low. So you have to try and supplement that by playing maybe a little bit of a slower game, maybe try and get more picks here and there. Yeah, maybe just see if they can get anything out of this. The best thing that I think they probably can do is just try and make their way to the zone as quickly as they can.
Yeah, and we're going back to GW here on the side. 9 elims currently under their belt, relatively evenly split amongst the team, so we're definitely not seeing anything too hard of a carry. But look at this, the Storm just ticks for so little. They can just keep running, they can just keep moving, and honestly, I think that they've got it going. I think they've got it this time. I think that GW aren't going to make that same mistake as Police did. They do know how to play that later game a little bit better, and I'm hoping that they can keep that kill lead going. But here we go. Top looking, try and take that kill lead, looking for a very quick play. Are going to lose 1 to start off the fight, which is not how you want this to go by any means necessary. Now down to a 3 versus 4. However, they have got 1 player down. Maybe they can try and turn it into more. 2 players down. Top now bringing into a 3 versus 2, 3 versus 1 now. Finally, Top bringing that fight from what was a really rough start. Now it's 8 elims, trying to turn it into just their last few. What a great turnaround from a really rough start to the fight.
Yeah, good for Topstar as well. I mean, 8 elims, and they didn't get any points. They now moved themselves into the top 10 position as well. So this is exactly where they want to be. But VIP, actually, there was still a few alive. Only 1 now still up for VIP as they're having to back away. And Almazi going to be the one that's going to have to try and save it for the team.
Yeah, well, I mean, VIP, we at least know that they're still in the game, but not with many elims under their belt, so this is a bit of a slower start than what they maybe would have wanted. But at the same time, they can play it safe now. They've already got that huge booyah game 1. They don't need the points past this. MRCL did end up being able to acquire their first elim, but, you know, placement points are a lot, but placement points aren't everything. As we saw, Police didn't get a huge placement points, but the amount of kills that they got, they're still in that 2nd place. We need to see a little bit more coming from them. MRCL are going to lose 1 now, going to the 4 versus 3. Trying to play against the high ground, but it's just so hard to play into, and just getting rained down from above. 1 player's already gone. The rest looks like they're just going to have to try and dip, but they're just being taken all over right now. Forced outside as well means that they're going to be really shy for cover. Trying to get a bit more distance. Players are going to get low. Looks like they're going to go back up to the whole GW 12 elims now, back into this fight. Looking right now, just trying to... move up and away from where the storm's coming from, but at the same time, this is a really well-played fight. We're seeing the grenade launcher come out, more and more grenades as well, flying out from the side, just raining hellfire above them. Lights all across the map right now.
Yeah, and they're going absolutely ham as GW managed to pick himself a knock there, getting up to 13 eliminations for the team. Killing spree for MENA, as they're doing such a good job at blocking all this fire coming up from the other team, trying to third party them. But if you look at the skill board right now, VIP also managed to pick up the 2 kills for themselves. So VIP is still in the game, getting those points. Speaking of, they're going to try and push them forward. Maybe get something, some sort of pick here. GW does look like they've lost one though. Raise opportunity, but the wall's going to get completely taken out, and MENA's going to have to be the player that's going to have to try and run away. And a lot is happening right now.
And we saw Team GG as well, one of the higher teams, and 4 life now, there we go, finally being elimed, bringing it to our top 8 teams. And now, also as well, Top Star are able to pick up some more kills along the side here. Marcel, though, MRCL kind of struggling a bit. J97, where's this come from? Where have these 11 eliminations come from? I know you had a good start, but I've not seen this for a while. They had a bad game 1. Game 2, they just turned it around, 11 elims, maybe even looking to try and catch up to GW.
Yeah, I mean, JOKO 97's only got 4 points in the previous game, so I think if anything, this is exactly where they want to be. 11 elims, top 7, they couldn't be more happy. I mean, even if you look at the players, they're all good elims. 3, 3, 4, 1, all the players in that team is doing exceptionally well to get those points for the team, and they're all working really hard together. So it's always nice to see Miracle as well being able to pick up a few elims, helping them as well with that 0 points the previous one. But GW, man, they are really dominating this game. Might be theirs to take by the end of this.
Yeah, no, maybe, honestly, with the amount of this kills that they've got right now and still 7 teams left, if they're able to try and pull them away with a booyah, they would definitely be taking that top spot as they get another elim already just to keep them going. Like, this is crazy. This is a whole different GW that we've seen previously. They're playing that long distance, they're playing that long range, which a lot of these teams aren't too comfortable with, trying to avoid it as best they can. SFT, though, this is the team that we didn't see too well last time, looking to third party here a little bit. Look at that snipe straight away by GW. GW turning into 2 top stars. That's going to come across the map as well. GW finally turning into that final elim. We saw VIP, they're still alive. GW 17 elims. They are a member down though right now, so they're in these 3 versus 4 situations for the most part. So they're going to have to try and maybe slow down a little bit. These elims have worked well for them so far, and look at, they're turning it into more with these quick scope. Those look like they're going to be able to turn it into 2 more elims.
MENA grabbing another one.
And maybe even 19 as well, as a lot of these players are going to be stuck inside the storm after being down by GW, so they might look to try and get 20 elims before even looking at the top 5 teams.
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, you said they might need to slow it down, but before they could even slow it down, they are picking up the pace. I'm sitting on 19 elims, and they're showing us exactly what it means to be able to get as maximum amount of points possible. Their points in the previous game was not ideal, and this is how you bring it about. Top Star, though, out of nowhere, I think they probably just had a bad start in the previous game because they had 0 points on the board, and Top Star's constantly on the leaderboard. They got all 4 of their players back up and running again and sitting on 15 elims.
I mean, across Joker's 97, GW, and Top Star, I think they have 45 plus kills between 3 teams alone. Police there being taken out into 7th place, literally the exact same spot they got last time. And I think this is now just going to show that Police cannot play this mid game, and especially this late game. Look at that, JOKO and Thunder Squad being taken out at the same time as well. Simultaneously means that we're now suddenly from top 7 to top 4 within about 5 seconds of each other. And now this is where the points are going to be coming in huge with Top Star with those high elims. GW, though, previously had a good game, so they're still got a little bit of the way to go. VAR still going in this one, and I think we actually do have VIP too, but now look at this. It's all over. FB, they're not going to be here for it as the Top Star are pushing them. They're trying to run away. They're anime running with the katana out, but it might not be enough because you're going to be running straight to the hands of GW at that rate as Team Star do bring themselves that 16th elimination. looking for that final member. GW being trying to third party from the side. Do bring it now to 17. Wipeout from Flash. We're bringing it to the top 3 teams now. We're seeing VIP, GW, 2 similar names. However, Team Star still in this, and Team Star at full force with 4 players alive, bringing this to a 4 versus 3 versus 2, I believe, which means that Top Star have a huge advantage. GW and VIP definitely need to sort of almost team up and fight them if they want to have a chance of stopping them from getting that. But VIP with a double res this late in the game, that's such a huge turnaround. And look at this now. Team Star get that opener. Are able to down GW, but VIP decide to take on 1 member from Team Star. Now VIP suddenly back in the lead again. And this is what we saw them playing so well in the last game, trying to take out Team Star as they're pushing them from above. Now DOD put in a really rough spot now. GW are able to try and third party this a bit, and this is the struggle with the 1v1 in the teams because there is no good target.
No good target indeed. I think your setup has been absolutely phenomenal for these teams. 3 players only left on Top Star as they now try their best to keep pushing up forward. They need to try and get as many points as possible. With 18 elims for Top Star, they managed to get 1 kill on GW. This might be it though. 3 players left on the board, and VIP is hiding between the boxes and they're trying to get some sort of advantage over each other. Only 9 players left on the map. 3v3, I think. Does seem jump in. Top Star looks for the shot. Does get 1. Amar's going to go down though for VIP. It might be horrible for them. Quadra kill for Top Star player as they're trying to play the zone as best as they can. Trying to push up forward. 20 eliminations to Top Star. VIP does grab 1 at the back line though. Maybe some opportunity for them to try and bring this back in as Top Star only 2 available to actually play the zone. Triple kill for VIP. This is getting very close. VIP only 2 players left standing. GW still has 1 more player on the board as they're trying to play on top of each other. They're all just in this building, trying to hold on. GW, Mida grabs actually 1. T-Star returns back, gets another one as well. Triple kill. Still 3 teams left as it's going back and forth. Absolutely great shotgun around the corner, trying to clear this up as quickly as they can. GW trying to go for the shot. VIP last man standing. All they want to do is try to get the shot. Nazi's going to go down. And that is going to be it. GW taking the win.
Yeah, I mean, the kills were so close at the end. Great stars here. What an incredible game from them. They were kill leaders almost the entire game, literally just up until the end there where it was stolen for literally 10 seconds before going straight back to them, getting that booyah, allowing themselves to get a huge amount of points. But VIP did get that second place, even though they only had 6 elims, or maybe 7 elims maximum. Second place is still a lot of points, and they're definitely going to be maybe that top 2 spot. Obviously, Police didn't have nearly as good of a game, so Great Stars are going to rob that number 2 and probably number 1 spot with such a huge amount of games. I cannot wait to see that leaderboard. But we also saw Top Stars. Top Stars was not a team we even saw last game before they were taken straight out and straight away, coming back into that second game and getting 20 elims and a 3rd place. That's definitely going to at least bring them closer to that top 5. And from having that from 1 game alone is absolutely ridiculous.
No, definitely. I mean, this is exactly what we were talking about before the game started in the beginning, is some of these teams drop in the first game and they completely get eliminated. And you go, oh, they're probably just not a good team at all as they got taken out so quickly. But really, maybe they just got unlucky. That's mainly just it, because I think when it comes down to drop, it's luck, basically. Because who can pick up the most amount of guns quickly, or the best rifle? If you get a better gun, someone just gets left with a pistol or something, it's a little bit more difficult to defend yourself. So Top Star, even though that they did not at all perform in the first game, they came back in the second game and they showed exactly who's boss. Taking out Police, who got taken out quickly. VIP still holding on pretty well. There was one point where only 1 person was left on the team, managed to raise the entire team back in. That brought them up into the top 3 position, actually getting top 2, getting that 2nd place. So I'm keen to look at the scoreboard and see where these points are sitting right now.
Yeah, I mean, like VIP does seem like they are the kind of team that does really come online in those later stages of the game. Which I think if you had mixed Police's start of the game, where Police are able to get loads of elims and then fail it towards the end, and VIP don't get many elims early, but then pull it back massively towards the end of the game. I think if you mix those two teams together, you'd have an absolute powerhouse that would just be absolutely ridiculous and win all of these games. But either way, we're going to go to the highlights of that game number 2 right now, where we saw mostly 3 teams taking almost all the kills. You know, J97 actually were one of the, I think they were 3rd for kills at the end of this, and this is when GW really were dominating as well. Top pulling in with the 5 elims. Like, we saw a very quick start to the elims. Look at this, an absolute cesspit going on at the top. VIP just in the corner. I don't know what happened with Amar there, but seems like he didn't really want to play with too much more. And again, Top just kept going on this dominating lead where they were taking these fights and turning them around so well. Sometimes the starts weren't too great, but later on, they really came online, and getting so many elims just meant that even and with the placement means that they could be so high on this leaderboard.
Yeah, and it exactly. If you look in front of you right now, I don't think I would be able to say this is a mobile game. The reaction speed of these players are phenomenal. The way that they react for quick fights. We saw in the last top 3, and it probably should show on the highlights, where someone jumped, two players from different teams jumped through the same window from opposite ends, like right here at the same time, and immediately the shot was there from that top star player. And it's the reaction timing of these players are just absolutely insane. And it's amazing to see. And here's the final play as well. GW being able to push around this corner, get the res on 1, and clearing up, getting that booyah. So that is some next level plays.
Yeah, it really is. These players are talented. These players are fantastic at Free Fire, and as well their team play. I could not imagine trying to get that fast-paced comms, those controllers, and that good team play all at the same time. But we're finally going to be able to see this scoreboard, this long-awaited and anticipated scoreboard after game number 2. Great stars here, and with 34, Top Star bringing it to 29 as well. And bear in mind, they had 0. And from 0 to 29, that is unbelievable. Great stars, though, as well. Bringing it to 34 does mean that VIP Egypt, who really didn't have a good game, or sorry, didn't have the best game, I should say, are being brought down a tad. I think this is
only for the second game.
Yeah,
yeah,
for the
this is
second
not
game.
the.
Yeah, this isn't the overall, is it? Yeah, so this is only for the second game. This is only for Bermuda. So yeah, I mean, VIP Egypt will definitely be higher in the whole grand scheme of things, but 34 points from a game versus 29, this is pretty ridiculous.
I mean, as it stands, I think VIP with a total score only sits at about 43 points. So Great Stars got 14 points. So Great Stars is still first place.
Yeah, they will be. I mean,
so
after
40,
2 good games,
they'll be 48.
Especially.
Yeah, there'll be 48 points for Great Stars, and I think VIP Egypt should be sitting on 43. I might be wrong in that, but
your memory is definitely better than mine because I would have.
No, I literally have this. I literally have this previous score up on the second screen.
Okay, clever. I like it.
So I'm just looking at the previous score, trying to add up quickly. My maths ain't great, but I do think that Great Stars has taken that away from VIP Egypt, but not completely though. Still sitting with about 6 points difference. So I do think that third map is going to be where the pressure will be at.
Yeah, and especially these first 2 maps that we've seen are the 2 maps that we will see later on. So we could definitely see Great Stars and Top Star have another fantastic games in Game 5. So Alpine is going to be where we're probably going to see the last big differential in teams, and I'm really hoping to see a team like Rebels come back online, because Rebels have had 2 pretty rough games in a row when we actually saw them do fantastically in previous qualifiers. However, Rebels did always come online right at the end there. So this is the overall scoreboard that we've got here. Great Stars at 48, VIP Egypt 43, Top Star going from 0 to hero all the way up to 3rd place. Police, after a fantastic game 1, bit of a struggle in game 2, does mean that they are bumped down to that 4th place, but it does that's still easily qualifying by the looks of it. JOKO 97, after having again a rough start, I've brought it back with a huge amount of elims in the next game into that 5th place. Now Team GG we saw get taken out to 10th place, and a lot of these other teams, Predator GG, did do well in that first game, but just 1 point in that second game is not going to cut it. And this is the kind of inconsistencies that we really need to see these teams cut out, because right now those top 5 teams are looking to keep that top 5 spot if they can get anything close to their performances so far.
Yeah, no, there's a lot on the stakes right now. We still have 3 maps still left. 3 maps we still have coming up. So really exciting to see what this team's going to bring to the table. But Miwa, I cannot ask for anything more than what's happening right now. Like I said, I'm a sucker for this type of play where teams come from the bottom and they take advantage and they get those points. They get into the top. Top Star was exactly the team, the underdogs, that I thought, only after the first game, I thought, well, there goes that. And managed to bring it back, getting in that top 3 position. It's fantastic to see these teams really do this good.
100%. And this is what we were talking about before this game, was we wanted to see one of those lower teams, or maybe even 2 of those lower teams, really push forward and contend, so we could have more contention for that top spot. And I think that's exactly what we've gotten. We've got Great Stars, JOKO 97. We still have Police, Top Stars as well. All of them and VIP are all looking like they could take that top spot given a 1 or 2 good games. And that is, I mean, exactly what you're saying. This is exactly what you want to see, especially in an event like this. There's still so much to see. I mean, we're not even halfway through right now, but we're already seeing that top 5 teams really start to take its shape. However, moving into Alpine does mean that there's maybe another team that could go to prove themselves, but with Alpine only being played once, does mean that you're going to have to really show some magic in those last 2 games. And we're going to have to see some of those teams that are looking to just fight for that qualification, fight for that top 8, put in a lot more effort going into game number 3, going into game number 4 as well, because we haven't seen enough from teams like Rebels, like Predator GG, to really say, oh, yes, you deserve to qualify, because these top 5 teams have been so dominant.
No, they definitely have. And it's good to see these quick, fast-paced games as well. We haven't had a game go over 20 minutes so far. These teams have really been putting a lot of pressure, even from the early start. Some of these teams are already trying to find that final circle before we even get there. So we haven't had too many slow plays. I think from where it stands right now, I think the teams are really pushing hard. This seems to be a very high-stakes best of 5 that we have right now. All these teams seem to be trying their absolute best to get these points on the board. We saw Great Stars going up into 20 elims that game. They were picking fights left, right, and center. You even made the comment, I think they were sitting at 17 elims, and you were like, they would have to try and slow it down now because they've got more than enough points. And then they keep bringing up the pace. But the game's going to start, and let's see if that's going to be the same thing now for these teams as we get them starting to drop.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some of the teams that haven't had the best start getting for those early drops, which, who knows, maybe that's a trend across the board, but a lot of middle drops there. I think we're going to see a few teams go towards Militia, especially. Yeah, look at that. GW heading towards Militia, it looks like. Wait, is that GW? Oh, maybe I'm absolutely incorrect on that one, but either way, we're seeing a fair bit of contention there. I think we're going to see maybe even an early squad wipe, as look at red and blue right next to each other. This could be a bit of a lightning start, though. VIP going for a very late drop, and it seems like VIP are a massive fan of these later drops, and maybe looking to try and take on one team, maybe go for a third party, and then just play it for points after that, because they do not tend to end with a huge amount of elims, especially in this early stage of the game. But look at this. SH, they're already dead. They're already losing 2 people. It could be already a bad start, but they do get that one elim under their belt, it looks like, but not able to turn it around at the end. And now Rio is forced to run away. VAR able to pick up a good amount of points, but are now getting third party themselves. So what a fast start to the game. And, we saw it coming, but now to get double third party like that, that's just cruel.
Shut down.
Well, that is cruel indeed. They started off so strong. And then VAR gets completely taken out as well. It's a back and forth like nothing. Miracles being the kill leader going into this game. 14 teams on the board. And Miracles getting a triple kill. A good start for this team. I mean, it does look like JOKO 97 not in some bad spot. Monty Afandi both going down for that team as well. If you look at the scoreboard at the top right. And there goes Big Papa. So I do think that is going to be it for... Yeah, that's going to be it for JOKO 97.
Yeah, and here we go. Now PTR able to get those 4 elims. We saw them do really well in that first game. Not so much in game number 2, but this does mean that they're now going to maybe have that better start. A lot of elims coming out very early on. 2 teams are already taken out. We're literally 2.5 minutes into this game. 3 teams taken out. 2.5 minutes in. So many elims coming through as well. GW were able to pick up 1 elim and get somewhat of a start to this game, but comparison to what's been happening so far. Yeah, they got, yeah, that's what it was. Was it? Wait, was it the whole of VIP?
No, I got 1 VIP.
Okay. It scared me for a second. I was like, there's no way I missed VIP getting eliminated in the first 3. But, I mean, it's that one start. It's that early elim. It's to get that point on the board. Slows down VIP as well, which is one of the contenders that they're playing against. So that is a very important kill at the end of the day. Even if it's just 1, who knows? Maybe that's going to be what they need to try and slow down VIP to not allow VIP to play in those late games.
Definitely. VIP is obviously the team that needs to try and push this up. They got a really good first game. A really good second game, and we'll see if they can keep that momentum going forward. But Elam on Thuya, that's going to be quite difficult for them. Indeed, the shots. Oh, the shots from Lauren here, trying to get those Elams down. But yeah, the precision on these devices that these players are playing on is just phenomenal.
It is. We actually saw Rebels as well get taken into 12th place, which, I mean, this was the game where we needed Rebels to come back, and to now be 3 games in and performing so poorly, you just got to wonder if there's even a chance of them being able to qualify unless they had 2 unbelievable games. So we're going to see what they have or are able to do. Now we go back to VIP, who are looking in a really rough spot as 2 teams are going to fall down. They only have 1 elim on the board as well. GW there are able to bring up to 5 elims. They have 1 player down, so it brings them to a 3 versus 2, but they do get the down onto Elmas there. Now VIP down to 1 player remaining, as we're just going to have to try and run away and try and go for the reses there. GW, though, 6 elims, as they said, oh, game number 1, we did all right. Game number 2, we dominated, and game number 3, we're going to be the top dogs, and it looks like they might even just try and continue to cement that first place.
I think they eliminated VIP there, to be honest.
Did they do the full elim on VIP? I don't think they did. No, there we go. Mazzy's still alive.
Mazzy's holding the fort down. Mazzy with no weapon, holding the fort. Oh, 1 weapon. I mean, what's the deal with this game? Can you raise your entire team? You have to get a banner or something?
Oh yeah, no, he can get the team going. He can get him back. As long as 1 lives, it's not the end of the world. But it does mean that GW get 3 points, and they're going to be really low on weapons as well. So yes, they can get them back. Like we just saw Alpha get a couple players back there, but I mean, their loot's going to be on the floor. GW have gotten 3 elimination points from that, which is, well, that is each placement that you get apart from the Booyah is 1 point. So that is like getting 3 points higher. Alpha there, losing someone as their players are falling down from the skies from above. Police do get the res on the side, but it doesn't look like I've not seen them too much on the kill board so far. Alpha, though, now put in a really rough spot. 2 players are going to fall down. Alpha on 4 elims. And falling as well from the sky. Maybe is that a little bit AFK, or is that just, I don't know, maybe they're just trying to slow fall. But either way, a very interesting start to this game. We're seeing the same sort of teams a bit more on the more dominant side. However, with VIP having such a rough start, you got to think they have to pull back a miracle to get themselves into a good spot going forward.
They do. They're gonna have to try and definitely go. I think mainly just focus on third parties. If you hear people shooting, try and get up close enough to see the state of the fight, and then try and pick off. Maybe you're lucky in getting a 5 elims, 4 elims. Just try and play that slow game a bit more. You don't have the comfortable nature that Great Stars have got themselves back in again with this game. They got a good amount of loot up. They got good elims. They're going to stock a testing for that circle as well. And we are almost going to go into the top 10 squads as this game starts to pick up pace a bit more.
Yeah, and now Police here, 3 elims, looking to try and turn it into a 4th, which they are probably going to be able to get. Look at those long-range fights, and you know, we see Police always being able to push quickly, but we don't see them that often in these long-range fights. So to see them now, and look at that, just shot after shot. ML555 does get a really nice little long shot there. PL probably looking to maybe even try and wipe the entire squad here, but definitely picking up a few more elims under their belt, which they are known for. But with the teams going down so quickly, you know, we're only 7 minutes in, we've lost 4 teams. This could be another quick 20-minute game, and I think Police kind of want this to last just a tad longer, so they are able to pick up some more of these elims in this early game factor. But we'll have to see what they're able to do. GW on 6 elims right now. A few teams are catching up to them, but they are looking to take a fight onto MARCL that right now. moving right out of the storm into the fight. GW getting to 7 elims. They still have everyone alive. Meter getting brought incredibly low. Meter's going to fall down now. However, they do get all those elims. Squad wipe. Miracles taken to 11th. GW on 10 elims.
That's where that's exactly where Great Stars want to be at. 10 elims, good spot, top 10. They got the points. They can pick it up. They can easily get 20 elims before the game finishes. And yeah, I think this is exactly where they want to be. Good spot for them to find themselves in.
Team Stars do get 1 elim, as they're now going to be put into a pretty rough spot. This is not where Team Stars want to fall down. They don't have any elims under their name right now, so this would be a 1-point finish if they were to get wiped right now, losing 2 members, brought into a 2 versus 3 situation. Now trying to turn into some more. It's down to Loco Goat to try and get something out of this, but it's just not looking good enough. He's able to down 1, trying to play a little better. This is for Team Stars to continue on this lead that they've got. Does lose a bit of HP.
Oh my
Moves
word.
on the side, but there we go. Ronin to close it out. And Team Stars now in a horrific situation, similar to Game 1 after an incredible Game 2. What happened?
Yeah, no, Top Stars got eliminated really quickly there. That is not where you want to be at all. That is a bad spot. They don't get a lot of points for the position. They didn't get a lot of elims, and that's going to force them low into the scoreboard. With only 2 maps left after this, they're going to have to bring out an absolute miracle to try and contest Great Stars positioning. VIP as well. We didn't see... I think they got the race back up, so VIP's in a bad spot. They need to try and get back into this. But Great Stars, what a game they're playing right now. They are really dominating this map.
Yeah, I mean, Great Stars definitely just needed that one game before they would just become the absolute monsters that they are right now. And this is definitely what we want to see from Great Stars. This is definitely what Great Stars wanted, especially because if they have such a good game here, they're more or less guaranteed to qualify. If they can, well, I think at this rate, they basically are guaranteed to qualify. And Police here are having a much better Game 3 after a bit of a slower Game 2 now on 9 elims. All 4 of them still sitting on a fair bit of weapons-wise, so honestly, they've got a lot going for them, and now moving to the final member, I believe, is Amar still the last member, or did we see VIP get the res? I'm not entirely sure, but VIP there, Police, just taking out Amar. Amar was just trying to live, just trying to do his job, and just gets taken out on the side, and right now, VIP, 2 elims to their name, final 9 teams remaining, and 2 members down. It is looking very bad.
Yeah, and Police is the team that actually looks like they're able to bring themselves back into a top 3 position. Even if VIP still keeps a hold of that second place, there's without a doubt Police is going to be top 3.
Oh yeah, like without a doubt. But either way, Great Stars on 10 elims now looking to try and make another push up to PTR, who actually have a fair bit of going for them. But Police from the side do casually take that kill leading position, as it's not looking too good for Great Stars anymore, as they've lost 2 players. This is not where you want to be faltering. This is not the point in the game where you're going to be leaving with a lot of points. BTR in a very good spot. It looks like GW are actually going to try and look to just play for the res. They're going to accept that they lost that and leave as a massive turnaround, where I genuinely thought Great Stars were going to run away with that just to lose it all in the end.
VIP might be taken out here. DOD is in a bad spot. As there's 1 player going up into the building. This could be bad. Oh. Hawks.
Hawks got a 3-person res as well. Yeah, I mean, GW were able to turn around and get 1 down with a sniper there across the map, so maybe they can try and turn around that fight a little bit more. The double res coming from Great Stars, that's what they needed. Got the players back in the game. There's a bunch of loot on the ground for them to be able to take as well, so this is a very possible turnaround. BTR do decide to turn it back around on 6 elims at least, so they have gotten something from that trade with Great Stars, but neither team getting eliminated. But now Great Stars in a very bad spot as PTR is able to take out JOKO, and now PTR getting onto that 7 elims. Great Stars are faltering a little bit.
They are. And Predator came in their clutch. They really managed to get a good few knocks there, and that helped them out severely. Predator only had 15 points, sorry, after the game, last game, after the second game. So for them just to be able to get into that top 5 position, maybe, that should be opening up with some of these big teams falling out quickly. in this game. But looking at Hawks trying to get into the zone, quite difficult with VIP actually pushing up that forward, jumping on the backside, managed to get the kill. DOD getting the elims for the team as they are holding on, trying to keep VIP still back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, and we go back to great starts and 2 people. This is not a good situation. We still have 9 teams. We haven't actually lost a team, I believe, in maybe the last few minutes. So this is a pretty close one, really, right now. And here we go. PTR now trying to push the last few members of Great Stars. Great Stars in a really bad spot, but PTR don't have the highest amount of available to them. So maybe there's something like Great Stars can do on the other side of that. Police, though, right now are able to get some kills on the other side. Actually, Great Stars, it's a 1 versus 4, I believe, situation. It's not looking good. Great Stars have to pull out a miracle here. Is able to pick up 1, tries to run away, just to maybe look for that mass res, but it's looking bleak. They're on 11 elims. Maybe they just try and play for the 1 player to get the placement points, but PTR just seem to be on a roll right now. 9 teams left, 20 players on the board, meaning that all teams are going to be sitting on average quite low amounts of players. So we'll have to see what they decide to turn around and do here. Now, this is a team that we haven't seen play too much.
The police.
No. Oh wait, is it police? It is police. It is. You're absolutely right.
Police, yeah.
What is it? On the team name on the side there completely messed me about. But I mean, 12 elims. Oh, this is how this is police now. This is police now. That wasn't police that we were looking at before. What we were looking at before was a different team.
Oh, was it? Oh.
I'm completely missing this at this point. I think what it is, I think the players might have just swapped teams and therefore still have the same name as before.
Oh, could be, yeah. Could be.
But either way, police 13 elims, current kill leaders having a much better game. But this is where we usually see, actually it's seventh. Seventh is where we see the police fail. So who knows? Maybe we're going to see a very similar story appearing here. Great Stars still in this game, though, might I add.
They are still in this game. GW, they only had 1 player left. They're trying to hold on to this game. And it's going to prove difficult. Again, with only 1 player, they're going to have to play a slow game. But look at this. Police actually going to push up forward. Does get 1 kill. They're going to get 1 knock here. That's going to be it for him. As police are still trying to look for more utility being thrown out here. They're getting frozen up. A lot being done here by police as they're still trying to push on more. 2 players left. And PL police still pushing up to this end. But the walls are just going to keep getting spammed here. But the shots are just too much for them to deal with. As PL's right into the thick of it. They're trying to get the elim. There goes 1 down for Predators. And that is going to be it, with police grabbing themselves a team kill, putting us at 6 teams left. Top 6 we are in right now.
This is the first time police haven't ended 7th so far in this tournament. And now we're bringing it to top 5, actually, with royalty falling down on the side. And PTR here, they're down a member, but they're at 13 elims. We're actually seeing a very similar, 3 teams right at the top. Alpha S from the side taking down. I believe we still have Great Stars in this. Great Stars still have, I think, maybe it's 1 player, maybe the Reds hasn't gotten off, but there's been so much combat, we've almost missed it. Top 4 teams, 9 players remaining, so we're not going to see full squads across the board, but police here, full squad, 17 elims. They are just looking so good right now, and police might even be able to try and nab that top spot with having a good few games, but Great Stars, they're still available. They've still got that huge point lead. Maybe we can still see that continuation of what we've got right now.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot still to happen. 4 teams left. Circle's going to start slowly coming in. Really slowly. And this might be a good place for them to try and just hold on as best as they can. Predator's still in that 1 building. Police is pushing up from the side. Looks like police actually getting a kill on GW. Predator also.
I mean, that was the last one as well. So now we're into 2 teams remaining, and it's the police with 4 members playing against PTR Predators, who are only sitting on 3. So it could be potentially a little bit frightening, especially because they're playing into PL, so they're having to use the walls as much as they can. But look at the police right now. They are just all over them. And the rain of fire. Police haven't even taken much damage from this firefight yet, but right now, PTR Predators are just in such a rough spot. It's not happening. Surely the police are going to be able to pull this through, but right now they are getting pushed. Police finally taking a little bit of damage. Predators, though, do have 2 members down. Last remaining member available, and there we go. Killing spree coming through. Police getting the booyah, and with a ridiculous amount of elims, we could see police looking to go really high on that overall scoreboard.
Really big play by police, getting second in that first game, getting completely thrashed in the second game, and now coming out and getting the booyah on the third. This might catapult them to a very good spot. Definitely not first place, but I think without a doubt, we're going to expect them to be in that second place position. But what a great game that was.
Yeah, no, that was really well played from the police. And this is exactly what we needed them to do. We needed them to transition that lead that they've had previously into that later stages of the game. And they did it perfectly, precisely exactly how we wanted. So I think there's a lot more to see from police, and this is the potential that we were talking about. This is where we saw police go into their element, and I'm really happy that we did finally get to see that, because honestly, ending 7th a couple times in a row, even with the elims that they had, it just isn't good enough.
It isn't. You have to try and get top 3 at least to make it worthwhile. But obviously that booyah, that's a coveted win. That's at 10 points on the board for you. It's top of the top of the elims. That's exactly what you want to try and keep the pressure up. So it needs to be said now, where are we going to stand? What team is going to come out victorious? We have 3 maps down, 2 maps still to go. We're going to go back to 2 of the other maps we've already played. But with a great game behind us and even greater games ahead of us, I think me and Miwa needs to go take a break to get ourselves some water. Grab yourself some snacks, grab some family members. Just a little bit, yeah. Grab yourself some snacks, grab yourself some family members to watch. We're going to take a short ad break, and we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Let's do this, Abu Dhabi! Let's do this, Abu Dhabi! Let's do this, Abu Dhabi! Let's do this, Abu Dhabi!
this Abu Dhabi! Let's do this, Abu Dhabi!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to game number 4 of this Arena Esports Free Fire tournament. I am here with Shaky. My name is Miwa, and we've just had 3 pretty riveting games, and I'm very excited to actually see the scoreboard from those previous games. So I'm glad that we're back. And how have you been enjoying Free Fire so far, Shaky?
Oh, it's a mangled mesh of different skills, utilities, weapons, and just generally, I think it's a very fun interacting, fun engaging game to be able to cast. There's a lot of elements to be aware of constantly, but I think that's what makes it so appealing for these players. So it's been a really fun ride so far, Miwa.
Yeah, no, it's a really good game to watch. Like we were talking about earlier, with it having good elements of both skill and aiming, and being able to build like in games like Fortnite, with some mechanics that honestly are pivotal really to esports nowadays. So we've had a good few games though. Like I said earlier, we just saw Police take a huge elim booyah with a few. I mean, we actually have the highlights coming for us right now, which is perfect timing. So we can have a look at this dominating game. And Shaky, how about you bring us through some of these big plays that we're about to see?
I mean, mate, where do I start? Top Star, they tried their best. Honestly, I think they really tried to play their best. But the team that stood out for me by far was Police. Police brought it back from the start of the game till the end. We didn't have a lot of attention on them, but they were the team that were consistently getting these eliminations. They were consistently trying to push up forward, trying to get as much as they can, but at the same time, staying back as much as they can as well. And they really showed it. And then when it came down to the final plays, when it came down to the top 10, they were the team to start bringing up that pressure, start engaging a bit more, and getting these extremely valuable picks, as we see on the score on the board right now on the screen. These sniping capabilities from PL ML555 was key on the sniper, and just did an exceptionally good job at keeping those barriers down, helping the team so that they can push up forward, and getting those important knocks. And obviously, at the end of the day, getting that booyah. So I think it was a really, really good game for Police. The question, though, is, Miwa, can they keep it up?
I mean, that is the question with Police, right, isn't it? Because we saw Police fumble the bag a couple times in game 1 and game 2, ending in that 7th spot. So we're going to have to definitely hope that they're able to turn it around a little bit better. But I think it really just goes down to if they can continue that momentum like we saw last time, and as well as they don't get third-partied. Because we saw in game 1, they had the biggest lead by far, suddenly got third-partied, and then it was all over for them. But they still have a good amount of points, and with these points, as like a, 21, 22 kill elim, then it's going to be ridiculous. And overall, I do think that we will see Police continue from what they've had in that last game, but we'll just have to wait and see. This is a scoreboard. These amount of points that each of these teams are going to be getting from this. And Police, 33 points. Predator GG, who had a decent game 1, bad game 2, and now a finally great game 3, are definitely putting themselves into a qualifying position. And this is the overall scoreboards now, with Police in that second place. VIP Egypt booyahs from the game 1 are cementing themselves in 3rd place, but great stars after a good few games. Still in place for number 1, 67 points. And honestly, those top 3 spots, I think we've found our 3 teams that are really going to be contending for first place.
Yeah, I think it comes down to consistency. Obviously, Great Stars, they were off the first game, they were sitting at top 5. Then the second game, they were first place. The third game, also the same thing. They were struggling a little bit. They got also top 5, but they staying consistent. They staying within that top 10 part. Top Stars, I think they just had a really good game. And I don't want to take away from the skill that we're showing, but they're struggling with keeping that consistency up. With Police played the game for the long run. This is the best of 5 overall. So you want to try and keep your points and keep your eliminations as consistent as possible. Obviously, if you're like Great Stars and Police and you can pop off and get over 20 elims, do it. By all means, that's what's working for them. But at the same time, Police have been underperforming for the past 2 matches, but still trying to stay consistent as possible. So that first place that helped them out quite a lot. Great Stars are 67 points up. The 58 points in Police, it does bring a little bit of a 9-point divide between these 2 teams. So I think that's going to be between first place or second place in this game coming up.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you. I think Great Stars and Police are definitely the ones to keep an eye out for. You are right. I think we've seen a few of the other teams like Predator GG, like VIP Egypt. They've had really good games, and the rest of the games have just been okay or not great in Predator's case. But I think, like you're saying, consistency is key, and being able to keep those points going is ideal. But these teams, even with these big games, does allow them to qualify. You get 2 good games and 3 awful ones, you can still qualify. We can see Rebels right now. Rebels are on 2 points. If Rebels pull away with a 20 elim booyah and then a 3rd place with even 6 elims, that's enough for them to qualify. So at the end of the day, it gets them through the stages, but the overall, I guess, tournament, you need to be that top spot team at one point, and Police have the potential to do that. We have like GW, huge potential to do that, but it's because they have the consistency. It's because they're able to get into these games, get those elims, and get those spots. But I think right now, GW just have a little bit more consistency as we're finally back into purgatory, which is what we saw in game number 1, and now maybe VIP Egypt have a chance to get that big booyah once again.
Yeah, they do, and it looks like VIP is going to jump early. They're going to jump into Marble Works in the start there, so they're going to be able to go back. But it does look like JoJo are trying to find themselves some shots here. Does land a few of them, but they don't get a knock exactly where they want. Good amount of damage, but that return's going to come back, so Schulz is going to have to back away. But a good amount of stop. We actually do have a first blood going to come out. I was about to say it, but VAR managed to grab themselves 1 kill. But look at this. I mean, Schulz is just playing this top part. GW. Ooh, Schulz needs to watch out because there is a lot of pressure possibly from top there.
Yeah, I mean, GW, they are the good start team. But what's happened here, JOKO 97? What's this? Why have they only got 1 player? Have the rest of the players just decided they don't want to play anymore? Because that's not what you want to see whatsoever. GW do get some stats across the map, trying to turn some more relands. All teams still into this game, but right now, so many people falling down left, right, and center. Hawk picking up a kill. GW could get that final elim as well, getting them a point. There we go. JOKO 97. The rest of the team are now showing. So it isn't just 1 player, but it is only 1 player alive at the end of the day, and that's a rough start.
That is a rough start indeed. You don't want to get your entire team eliminated and just one of you left with a DMR trying to get those shots at long range. Exactly what they were trying to do. They're just getting any sort of elim. Top star, nothing just yet. And it's going to be a little bit of back and forth for these teams as they're all just looking for something. But GW already, if you look at the scoreboard on the top right of the kill cam, we have eliminations coming out quickly for them. And it does look like they have a good start so far. And Schulz is still standing up here. Like, why hasn't anyone taken them out? He's just sitting without EMR, and he's just having the time of his life.
Well, I mean, you say that.
GW is actually pushing him.
There, no, the GW, look at that. Just goes around the corner, takes him out, and there we go. JOKO with the 15th place. GW now on 5 elims already. Who is going to shut this team down? Because clearly it's not going to be JOKO, because GW just wiping the floor with them and already turning it into more kills. What is going on? It just feels like GW are everywhere. It feels like Great Stars can just do no faults, getting so many kills.
No, We do have Sima from Police going to go down there. That's quite unfortunate. There's a few good raids around the map as well. As the team's trying to establish this up. Already 13 players. We've lost 13 teams. We've lost so many players so far, Miwa. And it's a very, very strong start going into this fourth map. It still needs to be said though. VR Torano. Looks like they're looking for something. Takes a little bit of damage jumping out, but they are going to have to back away. There's 2 players hunting for him. GW also Great Stop managing to raise their teammate in the back. But pretty decent start. Oh, Mida getting sniped out.
Yeah, I mean, and Eland as well. They're going to have to look for that to get that res too. And I mean, Team Stars though, we are seeing Team Stars pick up a fair few kills and might be able to try and take that kill leader spot soon. But GW 2 players down, they really just have to take a moment. Maybe they're going a little bit too hard, but either way, I mean, it's working out for them. So who would really be complaining at this point when you're looking this powerful? I mean,
yeah, no, definitely.
I'm just kind of thinking right now. I'm like, okay, well, what can any of these teams really do to shut down GW? But even honestly, 6 elims, if they were to lose right now and just get 6 points, they would still be top 3 almost guaranteed. So it's like, I mean, I could almost go ahead and say that GW have qualified, and with the way that they're playing, almost guaranteed the top 3. But now I actually put in a really rough spot. Maybe what I was just saying might come to fruition as GW being forced into a corner. JOKO is going to go down. Last member of G2, it looks like it's going to be, is going... I mean, I didn't catch the name just on the side, but we saw them in the distance. GW down to 1 member is going to have to look for that big res, play it a little bit slower, which isn't necessarily their playstyle, but honestly, they're in such a good position cemented right now. It's not really the end of the world.
No, it's not. Royalty got lucky with that one as they pushed up forward. That does give them a little bit of extra points. They're also trying to get into the coveted spot of trying to qualify as best as they possibly can. But with only 10 points on the board, it's going to be quite difficult. Looking at Alpha, doing a pretty good job as well, trying to get a kill on Thunder Squad as they're trying to get that knocked down, but they're going to have to retreat here as the backlash from the shot's going to start flying through. It does look like Predators still have, or Thunder Squad still have enough players up and available. So Alpha might be the team that is in trouble here, as we do see a Thunder Squad's going to start pushing up. But we're going to switch scenes to MENA. Good raise by the whole team. So that's a good start for them.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, if they weren't going to get that, they weren't going to get anything really, were they? So they got that res off, which is really nice. And we're going to see Alpha here. Alpha is been one of those teams that has actually had a fair few elims in these games, but just doesn't seem to, I guess, continue that later on, and does get like taken out quite early. We're going to see a very, very similar situation here, as it's going to be down to like Desire to try and pull it back in a very similar situation to what GW are in. And 4 elims though, it's a good start. And it's strange to see these teams have these good starts and then just kind of whiff it towards the end. But either way, that's just the nature of the game. They definitely need a good game here, and we're going to have to see Jazira trying to turn around and get that 3-man res. Otherwise, I don't think there's really a chance of anything going from this game. 4 elims, not a bad start though. We are down to 12 teams, 6 minutes in. These teams are definitely playing a lot safer. We usually lost a few more teams by this game.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing. We had I think it was a pretty fast pace. There was a lot of teams dropping off in the early start of the game. Now there actually goes the last person for that squad's going to get taken out there. We're down to 11 teams left. And you're completely right. We have seen a quicker paced game. And it did start off like that, but it seems that every single time 3 players of a team gets knocked, 1 person always gets away. So many races have come out from this game. And it just allows these teams to keep the fight up and keep fighting as long as they can. GW being one of those teams that managed to grab the entire team back. They've already lost 1 of them, but it doesn't matter. Still have 3. And it does. They might actually be able to get the 4th one in now as well.
Yeah, and you know what though? What is really worth noting is from all these players that are constantly getting rezzed in this game, it does mean there's going to be more eliminations, because eliminations still count even if a player gets rezzed. So the points are going to be pretty high this game, I think. You can see even Team Stars here on 7 elims, and yes, I've only got 1 member that's currently alive going to try and get that res, but 7 points is pretty good. But again, I don't think a single team has had low points, I suppose you could say, so far in this, because there has, just like you said, been a lot of elims so far. But either way, we're going to have to see how these teams decide to, I suppose, continue this forward. Especially these placement points are going to mean maybe just a tad less, especially because they're going to have well, just a lot more Elim points in general. So we'll have to see where this goes. GW still in this, and definitely one of the teams to look out for so far. Maybe we'll get another chance at watching them, because the last time we saw them, they were not looking so good.
They were not looking good at all. You're quite right with that one. But they have been doing a really good job at keeping the momentum up and getting themselves back into this game as they're trying to hold on. And kind of almost reminiscing of how Top Stars were playing a few games ago and Predator GG and VIP, really. All three of those teams were almost in the same position a couple of maps ago. They're trying to hold on dearly, trying to get those races back, and then they kind of found themselves just naturally in the top 3 position. So maybe GW does the same thing. Maybe they've realized, look, we've gotten so many eliminations in games. Maybe we just slow down a little bit, even after all the damage that we've taken to our squad.
What is this firing squad that we're looking at? What's going on over here? I'm actually I don't even think there's a person over there. Like, what are they shooting at? I can't see anyone. Unless these teams are seeing something that I'm not. Maybe they're like, I don't know, maybe they're losing it. Maybe they're finally going insane after having a rough couple starts these other 3 games, and they're like, yep, you know what? There's someone there, guys. Open fire. But I mean, now actually one of the few teams that have 0 elims, FL right now, just sitting in the storm. This is definitely a placement game for them, needless to say.
Yeah, it has to be a placement game for them. They're going to try and play. VIP does manage to grab a kill on one of GW's teams, one of Great Stars members. So that's going to be quite difficult for them. Again, losing more of their teammate Top Star, also losing a few. But we do get a few back in with more reses, and we're still on 11. We're not even top 10, Miwa. So many elims, so many reses. Again, Top Star as well, gets 2 back in. Like, what?
It's going crazy. I don't even know what's happening. These reses just means that honestly, I cannot wait to see the winning team's amount of elims at the end of this, because it's going to be something crazy. Or even just the points from elims as a whole is going to be absolutely ridiculous. But either way, 10 minutes in, 11 teams left. MENA getting sniped again seems to be a bit of a common trend this game. Honestly, I don't even know. There's nothing you can really say about this game so far, because no team particularly looks very, very strong. No team looks like they're just in complete control over this game. It just feels like every team has just gotten a fair few elims, and then no team has really gotten eliminated. And now we're getting to final storms. Surely we're going to start to see more teams drop out as 4 life, get into that 11th spot, and now this is where every single point matters, because we're getting closer and closer to that booyah. And this circle's going to get smaller and smaller. These teams are just going to be fight after fight. Miracles do get a drop onto a player across the map as well. GW losing to players. Top Stars as well, getting a player fully elimed. Miracles just raining fire down. This is exactly how I expected this game to go. When I saw this was like 10 minutes, 11 teams left, I was like, we're going to see a lot of action in the next few minutes, and here it is. Right, and then more reses though coming out. Maybe this is a strategy. Maybe they've actually all decided to come together and just say, hey, if we just keep resing ourselves, we can beat all these other teams that come in these bottom 5 spots.
Surely there needs to be some sort of limit, because this is ridiculous. And we haven't seen any teams drop. There's so much firing happening, and Miracles be able to get 1 knock on Venom. And looks like a Maw also managed to grab 2 for themselves, so they do manage to get a few knocks, and Maw getting more for their team as Miracles takes a lot of knocks here. They're still holding on somehow. Nothing down just yet. A Maw just shooting. Miracles also trying to return fire as much as they can, but it's a little bit difficult with all these nets flying through. They're trying to wall it off. There comes the 1 knock from DV as they're trying to hold on. And it's back and forth, but we're still on 10 teams.
Yeah, still on 10 teams. I wouldn't even be surprised if that fight ends with no one going down, or no team going down, sorry, and everyone just going and resing at the end regardless. But I do think that we'll see at least a few teams drop over the next minute or so. There we go. 1 team going down. 10th place has been decided. I would not be surprised if we saw a few more fall in the meantime, but more elims especially coming on the board. We've seen about 10 elims in the last minute alone, as teams are just going to start continuing to rack them up. But 9 teams, 25 players, that's still a lot of sort of solo players. Police here now on 9 elims. Miracles finally being taken down to 8 teams. 12 minutes into the game. This is where we're going to see a lot more action. Rebels there having finally a decent game, but completely slammed down. Team Top Star as well, getting 7th place. 4 team elims in the last couple minutes. Police kill leaders. 11 elims, definitely looking to continue to push this lead and maybe try and take that top spot away from GW, because right now this game is finally getting some action.
Definitely, I'm so excited. We're down to 6 teams now. Police is sitting on 6 elims. It's all going so well. VIP, they've got the whole team together as well, as they're also trying to hold up for dear life, but it does look like they're going to be able to fight GW. Now it's a big 2 teams against each other. There comes the one knock. GW with a grenade launcher. Actually, no, my bad. VIP with a grenade launcher managed to go for 2 knocks. We're going to go for the 3rd one. All that's left is 1 player from Great Stars.
That was ridiculous. That grenade launcher was absolutely brutal with the double kill there. That completely set them up to win that fight without even a bit of a challenge really coming from Great Stars. And now Great Stars, yes, it's a fine game for them. They're probably still going to be, almost definitely going to be still top 3. But VIP, after having one good game and a couple rough ones, and now having a really good game once more, and maybe even trying to break into that top 3 again. So also that top 2, sorry, again, but either way, there's still a bit more room. We've still got 5 teams left, average of 3 players each, with 15 players left on the board. Police gotta get a player to go down, and now Rowe try to camp the aircraft carrier a little bit, but here we go, pushing them in now. Rowe and are going to be able to pick up a couple kills. Police now actually in a very bad spot. And is that Police out? That is Police out in 5th place, and now we're actually seeing some of the underdogs coming in big here and getting a lot of kills and some good placements.
No, definitely, and this is really good. This is really good for VIP. With Police out of the map and out of the game, they've got an opportunity to come back at this. Police only had 58 points in the previous as a total score, and they're sitting on 49 for VIP. This is exactly what they want to be able to get to this, and VIP Police being completely knocked out of this. VIP does manage to grab themselves 1 elim extra on SFT, and this is going to be in the top 3. A knock, and there goes another team. SFT is going to be knocked out now. Now it's going to be VIP versus RO, as they're trying to see who's going to come out victorious in this one. And Royalty versus VIP. Lot of shots.
And the rest comes through. It's a 4 versus 4, but right now VIP just seem to be dominating them. They've got long-range weapons from a lot of different angles, so this is a really nice situation for VIP to be in, especially because I think they do definitely have the Storm on their side to a large extent, so they've got a lot of stuff they can do here. Amar is just a terror right now, sitting above, sniping down, causing a lot of health to be lost right now for RO. So now, finally though, VIP 11 elims, looking to try and make that push. Mazzy, we know, does like to go for those pushes, does like to try and play a little bit more aggressive as the speed boost is going to come through. Nades are going to come over the top. This is what we saw VIP do to GW. Great Stars did not fare well. Maybe RO can do a little bit better. Shots are going to come through from both teams as we get 2 camps, 2 pictures, but VIP just in full control over this. You can even see Elmas sitting right at the back waiting for something to go down. RO are going to lose a couple players. VIP yet to lose 1 yet. Maz is finally going to pull down, but Elmas is here straight in, ready to back up, and it does just look like they're going to run away with it as Royalty taking that 2nd spot, and the booyah coming through to VIP's 2nd booyah of the tournament so far. What a game.
What a game indeed, and man, getting those separate views about how that action happened was so nice to be able to get an understanding of the beating that Royalty received from that fight between them and VIP. And it was really difficult for them to try and hold on to it. But VIP, obviously, Amar just on that sniper, man. It's ridiculous how accurate that man was on that. And it was really well done to VIP Egypt for grabbing themselves, like you said, the 2nd booyah of this game. Now, I'd love to look at the scoreboard. As it stands before this game started, VIP was sitting at 49 points, Great Stars 67, Police 58. Now, Royalty is a bit far behind, only 10 points, but they still might be able to get themselves into the top 10 with that really well-played positioning. Now, I'm probably going to say that Great Stars might be able to hold on to their lead, but VIP might be contesting Police for that 2nd place with that win.
Well, I don't know, a booyah. Plus, I mean, I guess the eliminations were kind of similar, but the booyah is worth a fair bit of points. So, yeah, we will definitely see VIP crawl up that leaderboard. Probably take Police's spot, especially like you're saying. Because, I mean, like we saw Great Stars and Police have a pretty good game. But it's just not a great game, which is what we saw from VIP. So I think it's going to be quite close. I actually do think that we'll probably see Police and VIP very close to each other, and I think Great Stars not too far away from that. So this is literally going to go down to the wire. This is actually going to be fully decided by this last game as to who's going to take that top spot. But either way, we still have the qualifiers to look at. We still have the people that are sort of sitting on the 8th place right now that are trying to hold that qualifying spot that we can really, I guess, pay more attention to. But we are going to have a look at some of the highlights from that last game and really see how this was snowballed. And Alpha here was a team that we saw getting a few of those early elims, but just falling off towards the end. And we've seen this in a few games so far, and maybe it's going to be enough, but maybe it's not. It's a bit too late to come online for any of these teams, and it's going to be more than one win that anyone's going to need to be able to pull this through. And this is where we finally saw all the action coming through. We literally had, 4 highlights, and then all the highlights taking place in that last 7 minutes of the game, because that is where all the action came out. Rebels being taken out into that 8th spot there. With that grenade launcher play onto GW, this was where we really saw the best free fire that we've seen so far this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. It's so much action in the last couple of minutes. Literally within 2 minutes, we got the booyah. After like it was so quick pace, and exactly what happens if you're in a position where majority of the map's still alive while you go into those final zones. And you know what? I prefer it because it makes for more action. It makes for more quick kills and just a faster paced game. So I really enjoyed being able to cast that and have a look. But I'm excited for that scoreboard, man. These teams played exceptionally well. And congratulations for VIP for grabbing that second booyah. That must be such a high vibe going on in that team right now.
Yeah, in fact, actually, in our last qualifiers, we had a team, I've forgotten exactly which team it was, but they took 3 boyas in a row at one point. It was just completely unstoppable. But so to see VIP take 2, we can see there we go, VIP Egypt on 27 points. Royalty YT haven't had the best tournament so far, but those 19 points could mean a lot. This is the game where we saw a lot of elims, especially, but no team particularly having inhuman amount of elims like we have seen in game number 2 and game number 3. VIP Egypt, though, this is actually the map that they won the first time, I believe. So now to win it the second time it comes around, they're definitely saying Purgatory is our map. This is where we're going to win it and get that maybe top 3 spot. But Police as well, 3rd place, does mean a lot for those overall scoreboards. As we're going to see here, is we're 3 points is all it is. The difference between VIP Egypt and Police being right on the same amount. Great Stars just a tiny bit above that. Game number 3 is going to be explosive.
Very, very true. That's a tie for 2nd and 3rd place, VIP and Police. If VIP did not grab that booyah, man, this would have been a different game. This last game, I don't know if they can see these scores. They probably can. It's going to be a tough game, Miwa. I don't know what they're going to bring to the table. Probably just pure aggression. All they can really do is elims. I think elims is going to be the deciding factor of this game. 3 points difference between VIP Egypt, Police, and Great Stars. That's it. 3 points. And
yeah, and you're right. Yeah. But this is where we saw Great Stars get their booyah, is in Bermuda. So this is where it's really going to be looking at these other games and thinking, who were the dominant teams in Bermuda? And in those dominant teams in Bermuda was almost entirely Great Stars. We saw Great Stars go absolutely crazy. We saw Top Star as well play fantastically in Bermuda. I still think that there's a bit of leeway, but right now, when you look at as well the points that are lower down on this leaderboard, the qualifying points, to try and get that top 8, Royalty YT 29 points, Team GG 41. That's a lot of points difference lower on the leaderboard. So these top 7 teams, so long as they play fine in this last game, are more or less guaranteed to qualify at this rate. So this is a great chance for, I guess, a team to try and take that number 8 spot, because anyone, if they have a good game in that 9th to 15th place, can still qualify, because these top 7 teams have just been stealing all the points away from the rest, right? So I'm still potentially seeing, like, we've seen Alpha have some good moments, we've seen Miracle have some good moments. JOKO 97 had a fantastic Bermuda last time around, and maybe they can try and pull away with that spot 8. So I mean, we will just have to wait and see, but I do think that Great Stars has this one in the bag due to how well they played Bermuda last time.
Definitely. I think I couldn't have put it better myself. There's so many, like, the opportunity for any of these teams to get into the qualified position is there. And we've seen these teams play really well, especially Miracle. Miracle has been surprising us with some great plays. And JOKO 97. JOKO 97, one of those games, they got very, very close to getting into the top 5. They were actually 5th after that third game. They were sitting at 22 points. So to be able to see this new scoreboard come out, they are in a very nice spot. But so far, 5th and final game. How do you feel about it, Miwa?
Well, I mean, just so, like I said, I think GW just got it in the bag. You know, like they were dominant last Bermuda, and I'm really excited though. I think there's still a lot to see, and I think that Top Stars as well could maybe come around and try and squeak in a bit of a 4th place. So, what I do like about this is that our leaderboards right now, it's very segmented. You have the top 3, and then you have that 4th to 7th, and then we have that struggle for 8th place, which are the rest. So there's 3 different areas and 3 sets of teams that you really have to look at and think who's going to get that qualifying spot, who's going to get that 4th place, and who's going to get that 1st place. And there's not going to be any surprises, I don't think, in this 3rd game. I think we're going to see a very standard game of Free Fire. I think we're going to see GW really run ahead with this, but we still have Police and VIP that could just do a little bit better and instantly win this entire thing. So, I mean, there's a lot to see. And bear in mind, these are just the qualifiers. Imagine these teams, these top teams playing against each other at the same level later on. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I wanna before we're gonna get the game up now, but before we get the casting going, Miwa, I want a prediction, mate. Who do you think is gonna take this one?
I mean, I've been saying it this entire time. I think Great Stars have got this one. I think Great Stars, this was their map. This was their map where they pulled away with, I think, the most amount of points we've seen so far in this tournament was Great Stars and Bermuda. So I genuinely think that we will see a very similar situation happening again. And I genuinely think that Great Stars are just going to ruffle stomp. And I mean, we can see them coming out here like they're getting they go with a very standard drop. I think this is more or less the same drops as we saw last time in Miro, though, getting that first blood, opening up the board for Alpha, which definitely need it. But look at that, Mida already there, Mida already getting the points to the mark, just like I was saying. Great Stars getting those early points.
You know what? My prediction is going to be to VIP Egypt. I like their logo. You know, I said it from the start. I want my prediction this time to come true, purely on what I saw in the first. And obviously, we can see Mida playing really well. And there's a lot of action coming out. Actually, GW managed to pick themselves 3 eliminations off the bat already. But my team, VIP Egypt, I want to see you guys on the scoreboard. I don't know where they dropped. If they dropped maybe a bit far away. But it does seem that we have 2 teams back-to-back. This is the 5th map of this best of 5 series. And very, very exciting.
Yeah, and Bermuda, it seems to be a Great Stars' map, but we are seeing some other teams as well, you know, like starting to pick up a few kills on the side. So Miracles, you know, we saw that definitely getting a little bit going for them, but again, it's still very early on in the game. We have seen 2 teams drop already, though. So a very fast one, Bermuda, it seems, because these teams just are all over them. VIP and Top Stars getting some kills as well. Honestly, right now, like Rebels gone. That means Rebels are out of the tournament. They cannot continue. And here we go, a big fight coming in. And now Great Stars getting up to 5, 6 elims already in this game. We're 2 minutes in. We've lost 3 teams. Great Stars are on 6 elims, trying to turn it into 7 right now. But Top Stars there to try and turn it back around. Mida does go down, but not fully dead just yet. VIP, like, playing a little bit slower. GW does get that kill on the final player of Top Stars, getting up to 7 elims. Top Stars down to 1 player. What a lightning fast start to this game.
Very, very fast start. You're quite right in that. 12 teams still left. Great Stars doing fantastic. 7 elims on the map. We saw VIP manage to grab a few. I think they're probably only on 5 at the moment. But the team to look at right now is Great Stars. They have got everything to prove. With only 3 points lead over all the other teams, they're going to have to try and pick up the pace. We do see Miracles, yeah, with 4 elims, which is not too bad. They do have one person that's not going to try and go for that res, which they are going to look for. But the Great Stars again, getting another elim for the team.
But we saw Top Stars just got eliminated, 12th place.
Oh,
That's
no.
really rough. Top Stars, like, that means, like, I was thinking they were going to be doing a lot better this time around, but this is not good. This is not what we wanted to see. 12th place, that's a bad start. I mean, they did have to face against Great Star, so I mean, you're never going to beat Great Star, right? And this is their map. Police only have 1 elim so far, which is a bit slower than what we usually see. VIPs be on 4, a little bit higher, but still not near what Great Stars are currently having. So I mean, there we go. So VIP Egypt getting those grenade launchers, which they are so good at using. It just feels like Mazzy is constantly all over people with them. And Mazzy going for a solo push, it almost looks like as well. But it's going to take a lot more damage from that in return. Forced to back off from some of the other players. Look for a little bit more of that backup. We are seeing some members of the team now. VIP looking to fight back. Try and I think
jump through a window here.
GG. Yeah, they might try and look for that like push from over the top, but they have the house. They don't have to force anything just yet. Team GG don't have a great entrance into this as Mazzy's going to jump down actually, going for the very aggressive play once more. He's going to miss a few of the shots. Does get down as well. 2 players going to go down. VIP Egypt having a really bad start to the fight. And now just trying to revive it in the end. They are able to get some damage. There we go. Turn it back into 2 grenade launcher again. This feels like the best gun in Free Fire. There is no competition, right?
It just seems broken in my honest opinion.
It really does. It really does just seem broken. Like this, it just forces people into the most horrible situations. I feel like every single time that we see it being used, and you know the fight does finally get turned back around. But however, Simo does have something to say about that. Maybe like looking to try and at least maybe even take VIP out of the game at this rate. They are going for the safety. 1 player backing off, 1 player looking for those elims. But Simo, what is this? This is so aggressive. Continuing to fire down right at the walls. Does get 1 onto Police. There's no way. Simo, last player, still in this fight. His teammate said, now I'm going to go for the res. He says, okay, cool. I'll go for the fight. VIP are almost too scared to move past him. Simo is fighting 3-2 by himself right now and weirdly enough is winning. But here we go. Here's VIP from the back. Trying to pop some shots from behind. Is going to be brought quite low. Doesn't have too much time to heal. Simo's forced to back off. Is going to go prone to get that healing off Simo. What is going on?
That was a big play. Even going prone, it looks like almost like got knocked there for a second, but choosing to play it a little bit differently. But a lot of action-packed gameplay that we are watching right in front of us now, ladies and gentlemen, with a good amount of skill coming out from these players as well. As we look right, Umar also just being taken out by Thunder. Man, what a play. Thunder Squad being able to pick up 1 for themselves there. Miracle's also sitting on 6 elims, so they're all, you know, they're 7 elims in. They're trying to establish themselves a good, decent lead. They're all at 11th spot, so if they can at least try and get into that top 10, would mean so much for the team. Jojo, 97, also 5 elims in. I was going to get knocked. Big Papa, only 1 left standing for them. All they have really is a pistol. So it's going to be a bit of a back and forth, but a bit of a difficult one, to say the least.
No, Simo! Simo's just gone down on the other side of the map. There he goes. Not like this. You know, we had such a good run, but either way, now look at this. Miracle on 7 elims, which is actually pretty good. Miracle are one of the teams that are trying to contend to qualify, so this is a very important game for them. Arguably more important than some of the teams in this top 3, so you know, to have only 1 player left, they're going to have to look for that res, and Ninu is really, really got a lot of pressure on his shoulders to get that res off because, you know, top 11 is not going to be good enough to get that qualifying spot. And look at the triple res coming from JOKO 97 to allow themselves to continue again to look for that qualifying spot. Some of these teams, this is all they have to do to qualify. This is the important game to qualify at the end of it. So we're going to have to just see if they're able to, I suppose, get that 8th spot, because there's about 5 teams right now, 5 teams for that 8th spot, and it's only going to go to 1 of them, so we'll just have to wait and see who that's going to be.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait patiently for it. As they're moving around, trying to get a little bit of a better placement. 11 teams left.
11 does seem to be the market, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Maybe it's a hits 11, and this is actually, to be fair, when you're in that 11 spot, this is where actually every placement that you get is going to give you a point. So across the board, this is really where I think most people are going to start playing it safe, because it's like, oh, if we live, we just get another point. That's basically kind of more or less an elim for us. But we are seeing at least JOKO 97 look for more of the skills, because again, they need to get a high amount of points to be able to qualify in that 8th spot. Trying to look for the supply. A supply crate is going to probably eat a little bit of damage for it, but that's already going to be the end of the world. We're still in a very low tick storm at the moment, so JOKO have the time to... Okay, just jumping straight back up. You know, I respect it. I would have done the same.
Ran down, then went back up. Yeah, now 8 minutes in, this is really, you can now see all that action happen in the beginning of the game. The early start, you know, teams kind of established their eliminations. They've got their points. Just the last game. So I'm expecting them to slow down a bit more or pick up the pace, but it does seem that we're not seeing as many eliminations right now. A little bit of action is going to unfold here at one side of the map as a double kill comes up. But these teams are going to slowly start to converge towards peak. And I think this is where it starts getting interesting, because there's a very big pinch point. Yeah. For Miracle. A lot of these teams, as you look at the map, it's very close.
It is, and honestly, I think right now we're seeing them all center towards that sort of southern side of the circle, which means that, honestly, GW are in no worries right now. They're not going to be in any quarrels, and I think right now with the kills that they've got, they just need these placement points. So they can continue to, I suppose, I guess, just play as hard as they can to get those placement points. They've got, what, 7 elims or 8 elims or something along those lines, which means that they have enough points to, with a Booyah or even a top 3, probably still take that first spot. You know, like, we've seen top stars already get elims, so there's no surprises that are going to come 3-4s there. And honestly, from the eyes of, you know, police and as well VIP, we've not seen too many fights and too many elims come out from them either, so I think GW could just continue to play for those placement points. But again, like I've been saying, focusing on these sort of... Oh no! That's VIP Egypt at 11, they're out! No! VIP Egypt just taken out 11th place! The shock and the horror, as now it's just going to be more or less a 1v1 against for that top spot between Great Stars and Police now.
That is horrible. You don't want to see that. Oh, man. You know what? I honestly thought this time was going to be different. You know, I said this team needs to win, but this is not a good spot for them to find themselves in. And with not a lot of kills either, I think they're sitting at least max 5 elims. Oh,
That's not tough. It's not it. I know it is a toughie. But, I mean, hey, that's just Free Fire. I mean, clearly, Great Stars have this one in a lot more of a lock situation. Right now, it's just Police that could give them any sort of trouble. And other than that, they will... If Police don't come in big here, Great Stars are going to win this, especially with the points that they have and the elims that they have. They can pull ahead with this one. And right now, FL, you can see, just got 4 elims across the team and is just going to play it giga safe, trying to maybe at least score a few more points on the placements, because right now, that's what the teams in these sort of like, you know, bottom 8 spots are going to be looking for. Miracles, though, kill leaders with 9 elims. And Miracles are actually fighting for that qualifying spot. This could be exactly what Miracles need to get themselves to qualify. However, I say that, and we're already seeing some Miracle players fall down as SH are looking to at least punish them just a tad.
Yeah, 9 teams left. 32 players on the board. All these teams converging to 1 place. A little bit offside the peak, but they're all still in a pretty good spot. We do see a little bit of action coming up between these 2 players. They're trying to hold on. Trying to get some shots. This guy's got a sniper in hand. He's going to get shot from the side. Going to wall it off for himself when he bandages it up with the run. The jump from the side in to kind of get this play in. But the wall's there immediately as Kaz is holding on for dear life. No shots. Oh, the quick scope around the corner. Active flicks. But he's going to get taken out. And a good shot there, indeed.
This is why these guys are the pros we aren't, because that was absolutely unbelievable from Royalty. Thunder Squad being eliminated there, but Royalty and Miracle both fighting for the 8 spot, right? And they're both ridiculously high elims. Actually, we might end up seeing a big game from the 2 of them, but Royalty are really overstaying their welcome here. That was too poor of a push. Pushing into 4 players, it was never going to work out, really, was it? But Miracles as well on the side are taking out some members of the police, so we might actually see Miracles try and get that, maybe confirm that 8th spot, especially with Royalty having a bit of a rough fight there. And now SH just trying to look for something, but it's in Rio. You've got to do a little bit better than that in terms of the push. Does maybe turn it around into something, but now we're going back to Predator. You only have 1 Elim in this top 8 position. Does mean that they can, oh, never mind, 2 Elims down the top 8 position. They're looking to try and get that 4th spot. Maybe they can run away with it, but they're going to have to play for that Booyah now because those Elims are on the lower end of things. Oh, it does get taken out just at the end. Miracles, we still have OVL over there to try and clutch up some more points. There's so many working parts of this.
There's so, like, yeah, I can't say that better. You're right. There's so many working parts. Police
oh my god!
Also.
Police! Wait. Police, they're gone! Police just got eliminated, 8th place!
It's all going up smoke, Miwa.
I know! We just lost 3 players just like that. That was so fast.
Well, GW seems to be the dominant team, and it looks like they are going to be the team that takes it to the end. 5 teams left, with GW are the dominating pair. They've taken the 4th game, they've taken the 3rd game, and now they are looking to keep on pushing to get those important points up. Sitting at 79 points on the leaderboard. They're doing exceptionally well right now. Meanwhile, though, we have a lot of teams still pretty good spot.
I mean, yeah, like
so
we do have a few teams that are actually looking to get that number 8 spot. However, Royalties right now kill leaders and are in this top 5 scenario does mean that I'm pretty confident they're going to get that number 8 spot. I think we're going to be seeing Great Stars at number 1 and Royalty at number 8 to qualify. And honestly, depending on how Royalties do, they might even be able to scrape a number 7 potentially, because we did see some of those teams in that 7 to 4 spot get eliminated quite early. So even though I still think they'll qualify, it's, you know, it's still looking like they could maybe push a few extra spots, even though it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. Oh, this is bullying. What is going on here?
This is brilliant indeed. That's a lot of damage being done. They're going to try and push through this wall to try and get the damage down and get those Elims falling low. They're going to get anything in Delph. Fear trying to push up forward, trying to get that Elim, but they do actually get kill on Kuro. 4 teams now left as they manage to help themselves to this feast. But if you look at the map at the top left, all the teams are on top of each other. I think GW only has 1 player left in their squad.
Yeah, they're just sitting in the storm right now. Same with Predator. So it's a 4v4, v1v1 right now as a PTR. They're just looking for at least 1 or 2 more placement points. They know they're not going to get Elam. I think GW already know they definitely won this. So I think at this point they're just sort of playing just to see for placements. Maybe we can try and sneak a Booyah by 3rd party in the 4v4 at the end. But either way, literally just sneaking right now behind Dream 2-pack. Just we can see it on the minimap. He has no idea. He has absolutely no idea. But either way, we're now finally seeing a little bit of a push going through. Simo getting that kill leading spot for the team. You know, Simo's been huge this game. I feel like we need to really take our hats off to that player because he's caused so much of a problem for all these other teams. Now though, we're in a 4v3 v1v1, so SGSS, SJJS are in a very good spot.
Well, 2-pack looks to be the sole entity to take FN down as they are trying to play cover versus cover. Shots around the corner, breaks the armor, does get the knock indeed. That's 1 for them as he keeps on pushing forward, gets the speed boost around the corner, but no, we're going to lose the action on that as Celtic Nitro is trying to crawl away from GW. PL Simo still there actually as he's been raised up, ready to go for more, got pan in hand, ready. GW actually triple kill for the team as they managed to get more. And 2-pack trying to hold on for the Team Dream team as he takes that one with 2 teams left. GW taking a lot of damage here. Having to back away in the house. This could be it, but the knock's there as he gets taken down onto the ground with 2-pack. PL, they're all pushing up forward. They get the Booyah as the final game comes to conclusion. And a good round by Team GG that does snag themselves at 10 points and some eliminations on top of that. But Great Stars coming in 2nd place, getting a good amount of points and clutching themselves a nice bag for this match. Miwa, what a game, mate.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good finishing game. But honestly, the only thing I'm upset about is that we had VIP Egypt and Police get taken out before that top 5. That top 5 would have been brutal if we had Great Stars, Police, and VIP Egypt in there. That would have been absolutely ridiculous. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that, but I think that the teams that are in the top 8 spots now have definitely all deserved it. These games have been brutal, and all these teams have really proved that they can be the best. Even Team GG here at the end, having one of the better games that we've seen and getting that booyah with a 14-15 elims-ish does mean that they are guaranteed that that top 8 spot at least. I mean, they were already there, so I mean, hats off to them. Hats off to all the other teams that have competed in this as well. It's been absolutely mesmerizing watching these teams play and watching these teams just show this expert level of skill and handling on a mobile game, to have this amount of sniping capabilities on some of these players as well. It's incredible. And honestly, I think we really have to thank as well our partners. We're powered by Etisalat, strategic partner being AD Gaming, and broadcast partner Playtonia. Thank you so much to all of our partners, because this has been an amazing game, Free Fire.
No, it has. It has been best of 5. It's been a long game. It has been a difficult game. I think they've really been, the teams have been trying their best. And I think all in all, from what we saw in the first game, it was not at all the same of what happened in that final 5th game. These teams that we thought was going to be coming up top, was going to be the best teams in this best of 5, they weren't. In actual fact, the other teams were just warming up as Great Stars. They were the team to come out victorious. I mean, if you look back at the scoreboards, Great Stars was only 5th after that first game. They only got 14 points, 7 eliminations. They didn't really do much in that first game, but slowly over time, they picked up the pace. They put the pressure on, and it's evident that they wanted to win this best of 5 series. And I think, congrats to them. But I don't want to take anything away from all the other teams. They also played exceptionally well. If we look at the replay, all these teams that were below, like top 10 and up, they came out victorious. They really pushed out these big teams. VIP got taken out. Police got taken out. Predator GG got taken out. These teams really had to hold on for dear life. And Team GG coming through with that win and taking out GW there and that final kill, it really helped them to catapult themselves definitely into that top 10 position, keeping that nice and secured for themselves. So really, really good game by all these players. And I'm really happy with how that went.
Yeah, and especially when you're looking at like being able to play 5 games in a row on 3 separate maps and continue to play that well, it's incredible. But here we go. This is the scoreboard from the last game. We had Team GG taking away 27 points. We had SAHRAOUI team taking away with 22, Royalty with 20 as well. And I mean, Royalty were in that 8 spot, so I think that's looking pretty good for them. Great Stars with 18, even getting that 2nd place with 9 elims was definitely more than enough. And we can see some of the top stars lower as well, but there we go. Champions, Great Stars. We all knew it was going to come in, getting that 1st spot. Unbelievable plays across all the games. That's the thing, they never played badly. That is what I think the difference is. We're going to see the scores on the doors here and bring us through.
Man. I mean, Great Stars, 90. I thought we were going to break 100 today, in all honesty. I think if Great Stars managed to get more elims that game, more than 9, we were going to break 100. But what a fantastic scoreboard. Like, that's the closeness of the top 3 is crazy. VIP Egypt and Police are still tied. Like, what? They were tied before this with 76-76, and they both tied 83-83. So it's crazy to see these teams play the way that they did. But obviously, Miracle being able to grab themselves into the top 10, they've moved themselves up. Unfortunately, JOKO got taken out of the top 10, now at 11th spot. The SAHRAOUI team also managed to grab themselves top 10. Top Star still in, Royalty, Predator, Thunder Squad, all these teams managed to get themselves the qualification, but unfortunate for Rebels, Alpha, Flashback for Life, JOKO not going to be able to get into that top 10. But what a good game. Not at all what I would have expected when we started this first match.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, Royalty had a really nice game, got that number 7 spot for them as well. I think, honestly, it's pretty fantastic what these teams were able to output. And we definitely, I think, could have predicted a lot of that last game. Not necessarily how the game went, but more in terms of where teams were going to place, as it was just kind of following on from the previous games we've seen. But those first few maps, they were pretty unbelievable. And honestly, I can't even say too much about it. We saw Top Stars, for example, in game number 1 not do very well. Game number 2, just casually coming out and winning it. And you know what? If they could play on their game every single game, they could have won that entire thing. But they were just coming 8th place because they weren't able to keep that consistency going. I'm pretty sure they literally got all their points from literally 2 games. And then the rest were just meh or bad. So and this is what I like about Battle Royales and like this system especially, is if you show promise and you have a good few games and then a really bad couple games, you can still get through. You can still get to the future rounds of the tournament, and promising teams like Top Stars can get that second chance of being able to really hit home and improve, get that consistency there, and take on teams like Great Stars.
Yeah, I mean, you were quite right in saying that 30 points from kills and 13 points from placement. So that's just phenomenal. But I want to address something, Miwa. Because I see a star on your blazer.
Oh, yes.
And Great Stars were the ones that win. So you must have seen something that I didn't see, because you're already wearing the star. You're already wearing the logo of Great Stars.
It's true. It's rigged. It is rigged. It is definitely rigged. Now, what can I say? I definitely, they approached me before the game started and they said, yeah, you know what, let's root for us and we can work something out. But all jokes aside, it is my graduation star that I've just been wearing for the last week that I've had it.
Oh, well, congratulations.
I mean, maybe that was why I was drawn to Great Stars in the first place.
Maybe it was that, Maybe it's the opposite of the caster curse. You wearing, a signet for the team. But really well done to them. In fact, it was lovely being able to cast them. And I do also want to send out my appreciation to you, Miwa, and as well as the production team behind the scenes for giving us an amazing game today. I think even the observers were so on point, we were able to catch most of the action happening. And I know it must be extremely difficult trying to keep tabs on 45 players running around shooting at each other at any given time, as well as following some sort of storyline. So a big shout out to them as well. I think these games have been phenomenal. But we're going to have a look at the prize pool quickly to see what's happened today. So obviously, first place is going to take away $1,500. First place is going to take $500 for today. That's wild.
Yeah, and then the roadmap as well. Yeah,
yeah.
All these teams. So obviously, we can see the top. Oh god, I can't even read it too fantastically. The rank 1 from each of these goes straight to the grand finals, and the rest go to the playoffs. So Great Stars winning does mean that they're going to go straight to those grand finals. Rest of these teams right into the playoffs, getting thrown straight into those playoffs, where we're going to have a really mixed bag of teams. But however, bear in mind, we saw VIP Egypt today, and we saw the Police. Fantastic teams in their own regard. Those playoffs are going to be ridiculous. You're going to have some unbelievably good teams in those playoffs. In fact, teams that I could arguably see winning the grand finals with how close some of these games were. However, I need to watch those grand finals because those are going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, no, completely right in saying that. We're going to have some big players in those games. That playoffs is going to be extreme. Congratulations again for Great Stars for coming out on top and getting yourself that immediate fast track delivery towards the grand finals, which is going to be probably one of the best games. Now, I want to first off say, before I hand over to you, Miwa, just again, big thank you to the viewers, for everyone watching. You guys are the reason why this is all happening. If you guys do like this action, please give us a follow and a subscribe. To follow all this action up forward, there's way more other titles that Arena Esports is having. And a big thank you to everyone else in the production team, as well as you, Miwa. This casting today has been absolutely fantastic. Now, please take us away.
Well, thank you very much, Shaky, as well, for coming in. I know you're a little bit ill, so it's a bit of a struggle getting in and adapting to these new surroundings. So thank you so much for being able to get in. Doctor as well behind the scenes, putting this all together for us. However, after a fantastic day of Free Fire and a good few hours, my vocal cords are definitely dying from all the excitement, and I'm sure yours are too. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Thank you as well to our partners for the last time, Etisalat being powered by our strategic partner in AD Gaming and broadcaster partner in Playtonia. Thank you all very much, and we will see you in the next set of qualifiers and for more Free Fire.
One live life massive, talking up and off the brandish, control down who the world has to. When I start the bumper clad mash pit, when we step out to the basement, active. Hey, can you stand now? Clocks on the each side, bad bitch on each side. Big splits chillin' on the beach side. Run things where you feel like. Cake big, have a carve out of peace line. Freestyle now, millions for each line. Too cool when I need ice in my beverage. Test this bigger, please find the exit. Right now, man, active. Got me the game like a bandit. Me bring the flame like a mattress. Let's me know, but don't let's like this active. Stand up and unless I'm out there. Active. One live like massive. Talking up and off the brandish. Control down who the world has to. When I start the bumper clad mash pit. When we step out to the place, get active.
Everything you want, but you can't have. Number one regret, no takebacks. The hole in your chest, that's payback. Payback, yeah, you better take that. You could call me selfish and critical, I could take the blame. Just like I could take a match and send it up in flames. Don't say I didn't want that. This might hurt, but that's just karma. Better take that. Call it payback. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Stay mad, I know you wanna. This might hurt, but that's just karma. That's just karma. Don't play the part, play the victim. Throw a pity party with your demons. Blaming everybody and you're screaming, screaming. But I'm the one bleeding. You're the one that's selfish and critical, you could take the blame. Just like I could take a match and send it up in flames. Don't say I didn't warn you, this might hurt. That's just karma. Better take that. Call it payback. Don't say I didn't warn ya. Stay mad, I know you wanna. This might hurt, but that's just karma. That's just just
just a jump, just a jump. She makes my spine so cold. Swimming in the river stinks too much. We try to let go of us, but the truth is what's real and no one else. My darling, in fire. My darling, rose in fire. You're